Hello and welcome to Final Show Films. Before you enjoy the following production, there's just a few things I'd like to get out of the way first. Starting off, I'd like to thank all of our Patreon supporters, especially our $25 tier supporters, Antitonic, Cat, Waterflame, and Samantha Bates. If you'd like to support us, you can do so on our Patreon at patreon.com/fsfilms, as well as by following me on Twitter at Johnny Bates, following and subscribing to us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Senstaku, on YouTube, youtube.com/Senstaku, and on any of our podcast feeds, links to which you can find on my Twitter account. Thank you once again for tuning in, and I hope you have a good time. Bye. We're live.
Hello, everyone. I am Aaron. I am the GM for this Star Wars game where I'm still getting used to that. We're going to introduce our players, starting with Kat.
Me first. All right. I am Kat. I am playing Powder, the medical droid. Yeah, Rolling Destiny. I got us a light side.
And John?
I'm John. I'm playing Ares Sartinos, the Mandalorian mercenary soldier, who is currently being a badass. Roll Destiny, one dark side.
Okay. And Jeremy?
Hello, I'm Jeremy. I'm playing Corey Tane, human outlaw tech. And I got us another dark side because yay.
And Spencer?
I'm Spencer. I'm playing Sai, the member of the rebellion. And, of course, Sai gets us 2 light side.
Nice.
Thanks, I can use those.
I mean, you guys are doing much better than you were last time, where everything was lots of darkness.
Well, I think last time we rolled like all light side. We got like 10 light side points.
And then by the end, they were all converted.
Yeah, by the end, they had gone all the way to the other side.
Yeah.
Yep. But no, this time we've got a pretty normal spread. We are not joined by Rerun, our astromech tech this week. Jack is not able to make this because work. We hope that he's doing well with his stuff, and we're jumping back in. I'm going to do a bit of a longer recap because for those of us watching the stream and playing, it's been, I believe, 3 weeks since we were last here. So, receiving a tip about where to find Rerun's old employer, enslaver, the party headed off to the floating castle of Lady Tikkun on a remote gray world. On a remote gray world, the group who met up with some renegade droids using the location as a base, and the group read renegade droids and learned about how the particularly inhospitable to organics nature of the planet below. They then, posing as slavers, entered the facility. At which point they discovered that not only one of them had interest there. He learned that for whatever reason, her mother seemed to be in the cages alongside other captured people who'd been enslaved at this training facility location. And Ares, after being captured himself, learned that he wasn't the only Mandalorian here. And his ex-comrade, who had quite notably betrayed him, and was also here. The party set about exploding and shooting the place up, and at which point they started trying to reconnect, despite the inability to use comms in this location. We're going to pick up with you in the base of the watchtower on the far side of the sort of secure portion of the facility. You've got a few guard corpses, one of which has a sharp stick that sorry, can you say his name again? I'm bad at pronouncing it.
Yarick.
Yarick. That Yarick is currently pulling out of a guard that he helped you stab significantly. You still don't have much of your weaponry on you, and you're kind of feeling that phantom tingle of where your arm should be, which you removed to enter this facility.
So I take a minute to reattach my arm.
Yeah.
And-
While you're sort of staring at Yarick, and not as maliciously, Rel, who's Corey's mother, is just sort of hanging out to the side of all of this, keeping an eye on the upward stairs in case anything additional comes down. You do feel that frustration and anger, even if you have set it aside for now. You're going to wait. You're going to do this honorably. You are very upset, and you're at a reduced strain threshold of 2. The rest of the group is at a reduced strain threshold of 1.
While I'm putting my arm back on, I will kick one of the corpses and to Yarick. Search these two, see if they've got anything useful other than stun guns.
He'll nod, start going through.
Stim patches would be lovely.
They also have nets and a baton that's basically just a stick. It's not a combat weapon.
Excuse me.
They each have a net and a baton. In addition to the stun guns.
Do they have net launchers or just nets?
Just nets, no launchers.
Okay.
I think they're supposed to throw them.
Yeah. That is the thing you can do.
Yep. Oh, sorry. They are melee weapons. They count as a truncheon.
Yeah. Do they have any stim packs, armor that we can salvage, anything like that?
They don't wear armor. They don't wear armor. They don't seem to have any stim packs on them, but Eric will bring up. They've got a facility up. Wasn't your friend encouraging us to head for the armory they have further up in this tower?
Yeah. They might have something more there, but
Might have some medic stuff there.
I will scoop up one of the stun guns that they've got.
I believe you gave the other stun gun to Corey's mother.
Yes.
Okay.
And I will let Yarick, if he is so inclined, pick up one of the truncheons. I don't care for them. I have a vibro knife.
Yeah, he's gonna take a truncheon over a rusty piece of
metal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And he'll give the other one to Corey's mom just so they both have a melee option.
I will slip the once I get my arm on, I will slip the just holding the vibro knife in my offhand and the stun gun in my right hand. I will very cautiously and quietly start to ascend the stairs, keeping an eye out for anyone that needs to get stunned in the face.
Okay. Make me a vigilance check because or perception, sorry.
All right. What difficulty?
Difficulty of 2.
All right.
And I'm actually going to flip a dark side point on this.
Okay. Difficulty 2, upgraded once, perception. 2 failures, 2 advantage.
All right. As you're climbing up the stairs, they creak. These are her metal. You feel like it'd be easy to hear anyone behind you, but it's hard to hear anything but your own footsteps. At one point, you sort of stumble back, scrambling for that last, or at as you hear a sound, only to realize that it is one of the people behind you, all of which stop. Without any further inconveniences, you make your way up to the second layer. You can see above you a sort of, you know, that like pseudo clear glass that lets you see the shadows of what's above you?
Yeah, the frosted glass.
Yes. Sorry. You see the frosted glass sort of floor of the layer above. You can't see any footsteps or people on it, but you gather that that's probably the platform that they were shooting from, and you do see a ladder in the center of this room that would lead up to that.
Okay. So
Around the walls, there are more of the same stun blasters and truncheons, as well as a small selection of emergency medical supplies. So I believe it was 2 stim packs and 1. My list for this room literally says medical thingy.
medical thingy.
Sorry. Yeah.
Like a med kit?
Yeah, probably.
Like,
you know what? We're gonna go with 2 stim packs and 1 med pack.
Okay.
2 emergency stim packs and 1 med pack. Along the wall next to a small computer console.
Okay. I will sort of indicate the ladder for Yarrick to keep an eye on, and sort of circle around the room to get over to the medical supplies.
He'll position himself at the base of that. Rel will train her gun up top.
And I'm going to apply stim packs to myself.
Okay.
Which I believe they just activate, and the first one cures 5, and the second one cures 4.
Yeah.
And
I
there's a
don't think
roll
you have any
involved.
abilities that increase your healing capacity or your ability to heal someone, so that sounds right.
I do not. Nope. Although I might, hang on. No, I think the thing that I have is stun. Increases the amount of stun I recover. Or strain.
Yeah. One of the things about Star Wars that I do like is that a lot of these rules come with, except for unless you have ability that changes.
Yeah,
them.
I have a thing that lets me heal additional strain after.
That's what I was
encounters,
remembering.
But
Sorry.
I don't have anything that heals additional wounds. So I heal 9 of my wounds that I have taken using the 2 stim packs, which puts me at 6 of 16 instead of 15 of 16, which is nice.
Yeah.
And the other one, is it an emergency med pack, you said? Or just a regular med pack?
Yeah, emergency med pack.
Okay, yeah, I don't have the skills needed to use that, so I will just hold on to that. Looking around the armory, are there any additional weapons or any armor at all in this place? Or breath masks, anything?
No breath masks, definitely. Like I said, there's those blasters that you already have. There's more of those.
I'll grab one, and I'll grab one of the stun blasters and toss it to Eric so that he has one as well.
Like that, and take a few steps back while keeping his gun trained at the ladder.
Is there any other exits from this room other than the ladder and the way we came in?
Unfortunately, no. This is sort of the middle of a 3-story building.
Okay. All right. I'm going to.
Oh, there's also sniper rifles.
Oh, that's. Yeah. I will grab a sniper rifle.
Yeah.
That's useful to have.
Yeah. There's about 3 of those.
I will grab a sniper rifle.
Heavy blaster.
Is that just like a sniper configuration heavy blaster?
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't have any attachments. It's just a heavy blaster.
Okay. I've got a heavy blaster, which I've got the stats for. So.
Yeah. And that does have a stun setting. The 2 that were just put up do not seem to have been on their stun setting. Those were being used to shoot you.
Okay, so looking around and looking up, can I assume that there were only the 2 guards in here? If the sniper rifles are in here?
Make me a knowledge warfare check. Difficulty 3.
I may just be misremembering that there were actually 3 and 1 somewhere, but... 1 failure.
You're not entirely sure. Some of these weapons look like they were put on the rack fairly recently, but that could have just been guard shift changes.
Okay, I will go over to the ladder, and with the heavy blaster rather than the stun gun, I will flip it to regular mode and climb up the ladder and sort of peek out and see if I see anyone up there.
All right.
And then Ares' head explodes.
I mean, that's entirely possible.
Look, we're not actually playing Paranoia.
I mean, just as his head goes up, that's when somebody is shooting a grenade into the spot.
I feel like I would have
You
seen
overestimate you underestimate how absurd Ares' stats are.
Stats or not, I'm not sure he could take a grenade to the head.
It would be... if I had my armor on, I could. I just don't have my armor. I have a measly 4 soak instead of my normal 6.
Yeah.
Did I mention that the armor, the grenade is a thermal detonator?
I mean, that's a different story.
And there are 2.
That and the person at that point, the person at that point, the person shooting the thermal detonator at me would be taken out too.
Didn't we tell you about the fact that the Empire has created sniper rifles that can fire thermal detonators?
Oh, that's new. I need to get me one of those then. One of those long-range thermal detonator sniper rifles.
I would like to transfer from the Rebellion to the Empire, please.
I would like to submit my transfer papers.
Here is my resume. I've blown up many of your own bases. I think I can help with security.
Yeah, that's extended universe canon. Right after they got finished cloning Luke Skywalker several times, they decided
With many L's. Best.
There's
extended
only 4
canon.
U's in his name, Jeremy. Luke.
Like we're in a cave.
You haven't heard about the other clones.
Oh, I see.
The clones of the clones. See, the way cloning works is
They wouldn't tell you that story.
because the Luke with 4 U's is cloned from the one that was cloned that has 2 U's. So
it doubles
the one
every time?
Yes.
exponential. But yeah, as you're climbing that ladder, we're going to transition back to the other 3 of you that stand and through a destroyed wall of a tower surrounded by murder implements and torture implements. You know, fun stuff with lots of spikes.
Yeah, we need to get out of here quickly.
Really? Are you sure?
You know.
I'm sorry, I get snarky when I haven't eaten. And I'm surrounded by doom and death and destruction.
Corey, you slapped me earlier today. This is okay.
Yes, I did.
This is the least of the
I
stockiness
bet you're
I've
waiting for an
experienced.
apology for that.
No, I'm
Good.
not actually.
Let's go.
Lead the way then. And Sai just stands there pointing to the door to let Corey go first.
I'm going to check the door.
All right. Someone going through the door?
Corey.
Someone is checking the door to make sure that it's not loaded with explosives or electrified or...
some other random thing that it could possibly be.
It's like in Naruto, the door's cracked open and there's an eraser in between the frame and the door. And Corey opens the door and falls on Corey's head.
It's like a bucket of water, only worse.
Okay, that's gonna be let's make that just a skullduggery difficulty of 2.
Okay.
I believe in you.
Skulldugger difficulty 2. Make sure I don't have any weird numbers in the die pool. Okay. Why did you believe in me?
Completely safe.
You check the door and it doesn't seem to be trapped in any way, so you move to open it. You twist the handle.
Yes, I do.
And you push and it's locked. Then you look and you realize it has a bolt lock on the inside, presumably for privacy reasons. And you flip that and you open the door and it's fine.
We're fine. We're good. Everything's okay. Let's go.
We follow the fearless leader.
Oh. Wait a minute. What do I think I still have my I've got my blaster, but still. I stop, I turn around. Is there anything in here that is combat effective?
You can make me a knowledge warfare roll.
I will attempt to make that roll. Diff 2?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I know we found a med pack.
That's better.
Yep.
See, and that's why I believe in you.
An electro whip, potentially.
I'm gonna take that.
Carry it. There's a few like spiky implements that you could definitely like carry the board and smash it over someone's head. But you're not exactly the most physically strong human.
As Star Wars turns into an ECW death match.
I mean, hasn't it already been on my end of things?
At some point, we're going to be putting people in headlocks and running cheese graters over their face.
No, but there
actually happened in a wrestling match.
Wow.
Ooh.
I will grab the electro whip.
Yeah, there's also several pairs of handcuffs. Some that have spikes on the insides, some that don't.
Whip's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just take the whip.
Leave that other kinky shit behind.
I mean, this is specifically, it's not hard to tell, not stuff that was used for consensual kink reasons. This is stuff that was used to torture people who are imprisoned here.
I do not kink judge, so...
We do not kink shame in this family.
Whatever they do,
We're not kink shaming. We're saying it has to be consensual.
Yes.
There's a difference between kink shaming and saying torture is bad.
Right?
Thank you.
I'll put that out there right now. Before someone starts. Yes. That is the official stance of Final Show Films. There's a difference between kink shaming and saying torture is bad. Don't at me with your waterboarding is my kink sent tweets.
Oh! All right. I think it's time for us to move on.
You move up a set of stairs.
Thank you. There are too many jokes and they're blocking my brain. We need to keep moving before they get out.
What happens when Jack isn't here? We can't control ourselves.
There's to a second and sort of layer. On sort of one side, as you exit the staircase, to one side there's a door that seems to be closed at the moment. There's stairs that continue up. There's also what appears to be like some sort of impact console desk with a input pad, a small screen, and a plug for our droid.
Peek in the droid parts.
Is there any way we can get some information off this first?
Sorry, Corey, what did you want to do?
What information?
I have no idea. I don't even know it's on this. It's a computer, right?
I mean, yeah.
I don't know how to hack things. Maybe someone here who does could, and we could find some information.
Right, it's not my specialty, but we'll try. I don't just type things into the computer and exactly what we want to know comes out. What are we looking for? Like, what information do we need at this moment?
Floor plans for the tower, possibly?
All right. There's something I can look for.
Just throwing out ideas. We'll shoot the damn thing if we need to. I don't.
That is not an effective hacking tool.
Says you, I've opened several doors by shooting things.
That's not hacking.
Somewhere across the universe, Lux, you feel a little bit of your soul go.
Right. The only way that kind of hacking works for a door is if you're Jack Nicholson.
Well, all right, baby.
Okay, moving on. Corey, you were trying to get into this and get information on potentially the layout of the penthouse building.
Yes.
All
Yes,
right.
I would.
That's going to be computers, difficulty 3 with 1 setback for encryption.
Okay. Well, that didn't go well.
No.
Okay.
You start trying to use it and you get to the home screen where you do incidentally see a sort of like notice, like big notice in block letter. There's procedure 4 in effect. And then you try and enter a password and it locks you out of the computer.
And then Windows updates.
Yeah, I was gonna say. God damn it! It's fucking Windows. No.
We're gonna be here forever. We might as well just move on.
So once it locks out, Corey takes a step back because you have to make sure the whip works before you use it in combat.
This will be entertaining.
All right, it's a melee weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, make me a roll with your melee.
Side takes a few steps back.
Difficulty 2.
Yep.
3 successes and an advantage.
You connect the electricity from the whip sparks across. It technically deals strain damage, but it deals
I mean, it deals electricity damage to a computer out mainframe.
Yeah, it obviously the computer is no longer a functioning computer.
Right.
I would hope that would be obvious. But yeah, it seems to work. Obviously, melee weapons aren't your specialty.
No.
But yeah, it seems to work just fine.
It doesn't like short out all the lights in the vicinity or anything, does it?
No,
Okay.
It mostly just wrecks this console.
Okay.
Maybe with a lot of threats it would have.
I was unable to hack. Look over. I was unable to hack the console. Let's go.
Figures.
Stairs that continue up, there's also a room off to the side.
we were told initially by the guy that gave us the tour that the penthouse was at the very, very top of the tower. Correct? Am I remembering that correctly?
Near the top of the
Or at least near.
There's apparently some sort of penthouse ballroom and some sort of living quarters above that.
I vote we just go straight up, kind of skip all the stuff along the way, because that assumably will just slow us down. But that's just my vote.
I do want to look in and check doors so we don't like doopy doopy doo walk by the room where all of the stormtroopers or whatever are waiting in there. Granted, if I open the door on them, I'm gonna get shot in the face, but it's better the face than the back.
Also, as a reminder of something that may or may not still be important to your character, because it has been like 6 weeks since I mentioned this, you were also asked to get information on a specific program by the Shaper. Corey was.
I'm sure that I was. I'm sure that is a thing I should remember.
All right. As a refresher, specifically when you contacted the Shaper to essentially say, this is where we're going, this is what's been going on, what I've learned, he mentioned that if you were going to Tikhon's palace and you were able to get information on Project Titania, that's all the information he gave you on it, just the name, that would potentially be able to wipe out your debt, and depending on the quality
That's right.
also the debt your party owes.
Yep, we're checking every goddamn room in this place.
Okay. I just wanted to remind you because that was a while ago.
I mean, if we don't find it, we'll just get to the top. We'll find the guy who's in charge. We'll wrap the whip around his throat and say, tell us about this project, as we slowly start squeezing.
That could work too.
But
also, the person in charge is a woman.
Right. But checking doors or checking rooms.
The door on this floor is not locked. As you open it, you are greeted with a few cells with electro cages on the front of them. Only one seems to be occupied at this time. Sort of towards the back of that cell, seemingly sitting and watching, is Twi'lek, a man with sort of badly damaged Leiku, a sort of blue overall skin tone, some unusual tattoos. He seems old.
This is the second time we've busted this fucker out of prison. Hang on.
You don't know that. That was Corey. You don't recognize.
No, I don't. Hi. Who are you?
Do I recognize this person?
Yeah, Powder, so you don't have much of the context, but you do know that when you were rescuing Lux from the Imperial facility a little ways back, there was a guy that at least has identical injuries, and you'd think he was a little older, but looks very similar.
Do I remember what his name was? And by that I mean, does the GM remember what his name was?
Look, all of this was prepped a long time ago.
No, legit. It's fine.
Either way, Sai's going over to try to get him out of the cage.
Yeah. All right. Do you have tools for that?
I'm completely on board with that. But
what tools would be needed for?
I was just asking if you had any sort of equipment you were specifically using.
Lock picking.
Well, I assumed if it's an electric cage, it's a computer panel, like in the KOTOR games. It's just how I my brain initially.
It doesn't seem like there's a computer panel here. That might have been outside the room.
Oops. Oh well. So yeah. So Corey had said, "Hi, who are you?"
And yeah, as I
Dave.
think I ever gave him.
Dave. Oh God.
You can call me Jeremy.
You can call me Timothy.
Tim.
That's not important, really. It's quite an interesting place.
Okay. So addendum. Do you want to get out of here?
Yes, that would be quite favorable.
Hi. What's your name? See what you all have done to Corey.
You can call me. I think they called me Vice.
Vice.
Sir, have they drugged you?
That, you know what? That is an appropriate Star Wars name, so I'm going with it. And completely
it's
forget.
a bit of an ominous name.
Yeah, completely not thinking about the fact that it's a name that basically means crime or sin, and because that's what you do in the Star Wars universe.
Yep.
And hi, Vice. Let's get you out of there.
Lovely.
How did you get put in there?
There was a quite angry human, Doug, I believe, who grabbed me and shoved me and said some rather crude things, and then I was in here. And there was a fence. It's still
Didn't
there.
see if there was a lock or.
No, I didn't.
All right, I'm gonna look at the door.
Sure, make me a skullduggery roll.
Can I try to see how injured he actually is?
Sure,
From where I
medicine
am?
difficulty too.
Mechanics of 5 has to keep making skullduggery checks.
4 successes.
Sorry. Okay. With 4 successes, only 1 or 2 of the injuries look new and they look properly treated. They're not like wounds. They're just fairly recent scars that will probably scar. I just because you were the one interacting with it the most, I want you to make me what would be a good role for social recollection?
I'm thinking negotiation, definitely.
Yeah. Negotiation would work.
Sweet.
See, this is what happens. I appreciate it when you guys suggest roles that make sense.
Difficulty?
Difficulty of just 2, because
Okay.
it's fairly recent.
Wow. 1 success, 4 advantages.
So you don't know for sure if this was just posturing for your benefit, but you do know that when you were posing as buyers, the sort of inventory keeper, show you around guy who we're talking to did mention that they almost exclusively dealt in humans and didn't tend to have any Twi'lek inventory.
Right. So with that, is that more like a more suspicious thing that this Vice is here, or
How you feel about it is
Okay.
up to you. You just know that his presence, if he is part of the inventory, contradicts information you were given by an unreliable source.
yeah, that's true. Okay. Yeah, I'll sit on that until at least we know of however way whether it's even possible or not at this point to get this guy out.
By the way, Corey, it's going to be tricky without specific tools. It probably would have been easier to slice him from the console that is now destroyed. But
Okay.
yeah, with your mechanics kit and stuff, you could probably make a go at it. That's going to be difficulty 3 mechanics with the setback die, because while you have mechanics tools, you are approaching this from an unusual angle.
Okay. Because I think it's funny, I'm going to use one of our light side points to try and get this clearly sketchy individual out.
Sure.
Little would we know that 4th light side point would be the difference between Ares living and dying.
Acceptable losses.
Yeah.
Holy
2
shit.
successes, a triumph, and 3 advantages.
Corey, you just walk over and because
Fun,
you think it'll be fun, you just hit it with the wrench in the right spot.
Click.
Dink. Welcome to freedom.
Thank you very much. And could I ask your name in return?
Yeah, I'm Corey. Hi. We don't have a weapon for you at the moment because I'm using these points up, hold up the blaster and the whip. There's some board with nails back in the torture room that's not far back. Otherwise, we'll get you one once we find one. Let's go.
All right.
I've got plenty of weapons.
We're going up.
Continue heading up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Powder is going to let the new guy in front of them. Powder will be behind them.
On the way. So, Lice, what brings you to this place?
Well, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. A very angry man. I suppose displeasure or concern about my nature.
What's your nature?
What is the nature of the universe?
Big and gassy?
A lot of carbon.
That's not it.
Ate a lot of Taco Bell.
Right. Okay. That's
When
vague
you
and
say
not
a lot of
disconcerting at
he
all.
sort of looks at you. You're far too literal.
Right. Okay. Well, do you know much about this place?
I've seen the roof of my cell quite a number of times.
And I'm assuming that's up.
The roof was above me, yes.
I assume
And you
we
guys managed
go
to make
up.
it to the 3rd floor. The
Shoved
next
out a window.
The next few floors, just make me a flat
All right.
just make me flat perception rolls, I guess.
And yeah,
Difficulty 2.
he's keep checking every room.
Mm-hmm.
Difficulty what?
2.
Okay. A triumph and a threat.
Okay. Anyone else want to roll or just Corey?
Does Corey tell us what we're looking for outside of just make sure rooms don't have bad guys?
She doesn't really know other than it's a program.
3 successes, 3 threat.
So computer consoles, anything that can give us information.
Okay, yeah. I'll make one
Is
just
how she's phrasing it currently.
3 successes, 2 threats.
Looking through, you do briefly look through some of the other consoles, and we can get to that in a minute. But one thing that Psy and Powder you find as you're running through sort of the third of these floors is you find a sort of back wall that's a false wall, and pressing on it in the right places, you open it up to find in what seems to be a sort of storeroom stash. There's gems, gold, finery, precious metals, spice, basically any number of non-standard currencies. There's quite a bit of it.
Is there a suit of Mandalorian armor in there too?
No,
Damn it.
that's not in the treasure room with the money.
I mean,
Potter, my thought is we put the wall back, go deal with everyone, and then once we leave, we come back to grab all of this instead of just pocketing what we can before a fight and leave with it.
Something tells me that we will not be coming back down this way.
I mean,
Are we going to the top just to kill everyone?
No, but okay. I don't know if you've seen how our last few our missions normally go, but usually it seems like we're running away while things explode.
I mean, the guards didn't seem that difficult. I took down almost 3 of them in a single go.
Difficulty. Explosions are not reliant on difficulty levels for this group.
Rerun makes a snarky comment because he is still there.
All right, well, I'm going to pocket what I can then.
Pocket what we can, and then if we can, we will get extra.
Okay. As the others are running through gold, trying to pocket as much as they can, Ares,
I am peeking
You
over
climb
the
stairs to this top balcony. It appears to be deserted. You can see the sniper, his nest, and the one sniper that you managed to shoot down while they were shooting you.
Right.
Whose body doesn't seem to have been moved.
I will climb up, move over to that guy, grab his rifle if it's still there, kick him off the tower, and then head back down the ladder.
There's a splat sound.
Right, so all the guards have been dealt with here. Let's see what we can learn over here. I say walking to the computer and hitting a button.
Roll me a d20, I guess.
I'm trying to see if I can figure out a communication system, if this is some sort of communications device.
Yeah. So you press a random button. You're not really trying all that hard to figure it out before you press anything. And up pops a procedure for in effect message just on the front of the console.
Has procedure in effect?
Procedure 4 in effect.
Oh, procedure 4 in effect. The fuck is procedure 4? I'm going to see if I can't click through to a different menu.
All right. At this point, make me a computer's difficulty of 3 with a setback die.
Yep. This is where Ares tries to use computers. Blank roll!
Well, if you don't fail. Which is good. Not failing is desirable.
And over my shoulder, I'd like to the other two. Do either of you know what procedure 4 is?
They sort of look to each other and both shake their head. Well, I know the procedures are the way they handle unusual situations. Procedure 20 is apparently a coup against the current leader. Or procedure 18 is escaped prisoner. But in general, I don't know what all of them are.
I wonder if it's probably in relation to the big fuck-off tower being blown up.
That'd be a good guess.
Can I make an assumption? Like, could I make the assumption that if I were in charge of a floating space castle, that if the situation got to the point where my primary method of defense was blown up, I would retreat to some place safe, seal it off, and vent the rest of the place?
I mean, yeah.
Like, I feel like that's not too hard of a logical leap to make.
It's not too hard of a logical leap. You don't know exactly what their methods for that would necessarily be.
Yeah. But that's a safe place to just, like, sort of... That might be what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, we may not have very much longer to breathe air, if this is something... If they're doing what I would do, which is seal off the place and vent any atmo that we've got. See if there's any rebreathers around here while I try to see if I can't get in contact with our friends.
I'll check through the weapons room again. Yarrick will climb down the...
And I will, again, try to figure out if I can't get a communications panel going somewhere.
Alright. Another computer's difficulty 3 with setback.
Okay. 3 threats.
No, you kind of get stuck on the first menu screen, and it does that thing that, like, car consoles do, where when you press a button, it's operating it on the next few screens because it hasn't quite loaded those screens yet, but it's still assuming they're there.
Fuck it. I hate computers. As I shoot the computer.
Yep.
Right, well, this isn't getting us anywhere, but at least there's not people sniping at us anymore, so we can make our way over to that big fuck-off wall over there. And I'll start to head down. I'm going to grab all of the weapons that I can possibly grab. So, which I think is 4 sniper rifles. I don't know how many stun blasters, but I'm just gonna, like, bandolier. Yeah, I currently have one of 17 encumbrance, so I'm going to get as many things as I can with my remaining encumbrance.
There are
a lot of people might need
10
weapons.
remaining blasters.
Okay.
And truncheons.
Let's see.
So figure that out based on your encumbrance.
Let's see. So I will be walking out of here with 1 vibro knife, 2 heavy blasters, and 2 stun blasters. All right. So. And that'll put me at... Alright, that'll put me at 16 of 17. Alright. So, I've got 2 heavy blasters slung across my ship. Like, sort of just slung across bandoliers. 2 stun blasters, like, tucked into the belt of my pants. And a vibro knife just sort of in my teeth. Or in my hand. Right. Let's go storm a castle. Well, or thing. Yeah, as we head downstairs. Yarrick, find any breathers?
No, nothing.
Well, then we better move.
All right.
Start running across the courtyard.
I can't wait until... I was waiting for that running. I can't wait until you have to make some kind of running roll, fail it horribly, trip, and then all of the weapons you stockpiled on yourself go off in some terrible way. The thing is stuck into your waistline.
Right?
Yeah, I'm under my encumbrance.
Okay.
What do I do with all these weapons?
I am under my encumbrance, and I have weapons for others if they need them when we meet up.
Yep. Rel will speak up at this point. Next time you need to use a computer console, I might be better at it.
Noted.
That's true.
She's
Just sitting there watching as Aries chicken pecks at the computer for a
well,
minute.
she's
Then
still gonna
shoots it.
tell the heavily armed Mandalorian he's doing it wrong.
No.
Enough situations to know not to do that.
Yep. Just
All right. You two continue onwards.
Heading over towards the
Penthouse
Yep.
area. Okay. So, having cleared most of the floors below the ballroom, you guys head up to a much more expansive floor. It seems like this forks outwards, as you can see on the sort of map. This layer is decadent, even a little gaudy, but mostly just immaculate. The floor is a shining tile with an intricate circular pattern that matches the shape of the room perfectly. Intermittently throughout the room in ways that coordinate with that tile, there are pedestals holding items of various amounts of import. From a pair of cybernetic eyes to across the room, you can see some Mandalorian armor that's quite familiar. Oh, hey, that's Ares.
You're
Ares,
alive.
Oh, no, it's not Ares, it's my armor is there.
Oh.
Ares is.
Though that would be funny for
I feel
Ciolo's
like Sai would probably still say that.
like Ciolo's like, you're alive! And so I was like,
Aw.
that's just an empty suit of
That,
armor.
that's not him.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Just the
Corey
armor.
leans over and is like, how pissed do you think he'd be if he showed up and like one of us were in it?
Most brilliant idea you've ever had, Corey. And Sai just sprints to the armor.
All right.
And then Corey leans over to Power and is like, I'm glad he's the one doing it because there was no way I was risking that.
What's your current encumbrance, Spencer? Or for Sai?
Oh, I will have to drop some things.
The armor is encumbrance 6.
Oh, I'm actually not. I'm not strong enough to even wear it and walk in it then.
Still put it on. It's gonna be awkward. It's gonna be like you're not tall enough for a stormtrooper level of awkward.
Can I-
But you can still physically wear things that are above your encumbrance.
Can I just wear the helmet?
Yeah,
Does the
absolutely.
armor work that way?
Oh my god, that makes it even worse. I love it.
You get no
All you took was the helmet.
you get no benefits for just wearing the helmet, but you would just wear the
yeah.
helmet.
I'm fine with that.
Actually,
And
it would probably be a little tight because that's not sized
the
for Leku.
Laku, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I want to, because there's no way we can like haul this with us. I want to try to hide it if that's possible, so that if someone else comes through here raiding the place while all this shit goes down, they don't take the armor.
Or looking for their armor.
I don't know that.
Yeah, no, legit.
Um,
I'm more thinking I don't want someone to steal Ares' armor.
Except for me.
Especially if the first thing he sees is you with the helmet on.
Skullduggery or stealth, your choice.
I'm sorry, what was something or stealth? What was that?
Skullduggery or stealth.
Okay, gotcha.
Difficulty. I'm gonna make it 3 because this is a pretty barren room aside from like small drink tables for standing up and having socialite encounters.
Okay.
There are some more ominous things once you look closer. There's little bolts into the wall, clearly for securing people. You know, that kind of thing.
Gross.
Flat roll in terms of successes, but 2 threats.
He just like pushes it
So
over.
you have the brilliant idea to hide it inside of another pair of like more, medieval knight metal armor that is also here for some reason.
Perfect. Yes.
So you're just like shoving the legs into it, and you think you've got it kind of convincing.
Okay. And then sort of the piece to resistance. Sai does realize like this is a brilliant hiding spot. I don't want to fool myself in terms of forgetting where I put this armor. So Sai puts behind the suit of armor it's hidden in shittily. Sai takes like a marker or something and just draws a small Mandalorian symbol on the wall behind that suit of armor. And
Fair
there's
enough.
my 2 threats.
I just imagine like Vice and Corey watching this go on,
Yeah.
look at each other, look back.
And then Sai turns with
spacey glare, but since that has mostly concluded, he wanders over to one of the other pedestals and picks what looks like a rusty bit of a series of rusty metal rings up and starts just slotting them together into a cylinder.
So he's just taking...
Yeah, like, so they're sort of donut-shaped metal rings, slightly smaller than a donut, about this big. There's about 10 or 12 of them on one of the pedestals, seemingly, like, hung up decoratively. And he's sort of taking them down and starting to slot them together so they're a cylindrical form.
Can I get a mechanics roll to know what that is?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Difficulty of 2, but I'm going to make it a setback die for exotic.
All right. I will definitely take a dark side. I will definitely spend a light side point for this.
All right.
A triumph and 4 advantages.
Okay. So you have a lot on your mind. So it does take your mind a little bit until it's fully assembled to drift back to being on your ship and that case of things apparently your great aunt or something had.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's the right size. You don't see any crystal within it. But this is a weird guy.
Sai turns with the helmet on. What are you doing?
Who implied that his nature was the nature of the universe.
Hey, Vice?
Yeah.
What you got there?
Oh, just something that was taken from me when I was abducted.
Oh, well, that's nice. Cool. I look over at Sai with the helmet on.
What is it?
It's a thing. It's just a thing.
Because Sai's never seen this, right?
Yeah, Sai, this
like these are just rings he's stacking.
To have just to be nice about it. You're not old enough to have been a fighter during the time where there were Jedi on anywhere, but especially your homeworld. Yeah, you also this is a rather unconventional.
Would I recognize it?
Make me a mechanics with a setback, and I'm gonna flip a dark side point. 3 difficulty because you're not as familiar with the inner workings, but you have encountered them in person before.
Okay, so 3.
I'm gonna flip a dark side, yeah.
P1B, okay.
Because you probably need them.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Upgrade on the dark side, right?
Upgrade
on a single failure.
No, this doesn't have enough resemblance to the one you've seen to.
Okay.
It's just.
Oh, should I show you?
Sure.
Corey's going to another room.
Okay. Corey, you're headed up the stairs. We will get to that in a moment.
Yeah.
He sort of twists one of the bits of it, and the other rings also start to sort of twist seemingly in response. And from this collection of rings that now sort of forms that handle-ish shape, a jutting sort of crackling light flickers with different colored sparks for a moment, and before illuminating in sort of this red that augments his face, about the size of like a short blade. John, what are the stabby little ninja ones called?
Shoto.
About the size of a shoto. It's a pretty short blade.
So once it ignites, assumably then,
Yeah,
surely
then
I've heard.
your brain
Yeah.
clicks. You don't know necessarily the details of what delineates a lightsaber, but laser sword
Yeah.
that activates, that's not a vibro knife.
Holy shit!
Still not quite right. I was still working on it, and I'm still working. It feels wrong.
Where'd you get that?
Around.
Assume there's only two ways to get something like that, and that is to either kill someone and take it, or be gifted it.
Both. Neither.
You realize that's just nonsense. That's not an actual answer.
You need to look deeper inside of yourself. You're far too literal.
Also,
Yes.
I like that the person wearing the Mandalorian helmet that doesn't fit is talking about other people spouting nonsense.
It only doesn't fit because he has Leiku that can't come out the back.
Yeah.
Alright.
So I was like, that's okay. I'll fix this. Gets out the vibroblade, cuts holes in them.
No, Sai's not that stupid. Sai still respects the armor. It's just it's funny to him to wear the helmet. Okay, well, you've got a laser sword. You're now leading the charge up the stairs.
Oh, but it seems someone's gone there ahead of me.
Oh,
As
you
we
can wait.
transition to part two, you were headed out and presumably trying to continue with your day,
Yes.
meaning going
Like,
up to the next level.
Thoroughly average, everyday garden variety day of what we're doing.
The next room sort of is divided. The next layer is slightly smaller again, the sort of tapering of the circular or tower.
Right.
You arrive in what does seem to be the penthouse suite. It's divided into two bits: an office area with a console, a desk, an armoire, things like that, and a bedroom area that's got a like four poster king size sci-fi looking extravagant bed. The decor up here very much mirrors the decor the layer below, except for a little more personal, a little more usable, less of a standing space, more of a living space.
Okay.
As you enter the room, you sort of unintentionally lock eyes with a human woman sitting in the corner of sort of the office space near the desk. Not at it, but near it, locked to the side of the desk with a pair of cuffs.
Hi.
Her eyes kind of dart around like she's not exactly sure if she should be looking at you at all before looking at the floor.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, you're not somewhere you want to be right now. Am I right? It's not a trick question. I promise.
No, I just want to go home.
That good enough.
Don't we all?
About at this point, the rest of you presumably follow up. You told him to lead the charge with it, so Vice is going first, just holding the laser sword out like this, like a point.
Good enough. Oh!
Is now as we
And
left the
that's
room.
really good with this thing. He doesn't hit you with it.
So as we left the room, and I followed him for that little bit before we get to Corey, is it obvious that that Vice has no really clue how to utilize this weapon and just has it, or like is it easy to tell like Vice has used this thing before, kind of thing? Like
Okay.
is he holding it like I would in real life if it was a real lightsaber? And just like, oh my god, okay, all right, let's point it like this.
Yeah.
Away.
I'm gonna say make me a cool roll, because cool is typically the insight. Difficulty of that's 5. Difficulty 5. Because he's
it's a goddamn lights. Yep.
yeah.
I'm gonna burn a light side point because I like never use these.
Yep, fair enough.
That is a success, 2 threats, and a triumph.
So you don't actually know how to wield it, but there is a level of comfort. He definitely has familiarity with this weapon. He's holding it not just casually, but instinctively.
Okay.
He is holding it like in a weird angle. He's just jutting it forward in front of him, which is not really how you use a short blade. But
it's safe for me to assume if he
he's
fought with it, he would be
confident
proficient.
with this
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I take note of that. So once I notice that, I say just a few more steps behind.
Oh, of course. I thought I was leading the charge.
Oh yes, I'm moving away. That's a very dangerous weapon, and I don't want to get stabbed with it.
Practical, literal. This time is so much duller than the last. And at this point, you guys also assemble at the top of the stairs as Corey is conversing with this woman.
Corey,
Ah!
I found out what it was.
Yeah, like I said, hi.
Oh, you made a friend.
Hold
Hello.
that thought. I'm gonna walk over, and are they just sort of,
Yeah,
simple
just tied.
mechanical?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mechanics, difficulty of 2.
Okay.
I would like to.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I just wanted to check and see if they're okay.
Medicine difficulty 2.
Well, I'm gonna. So, what's your name?
Ooh. 2 successes, a threat, and a triumph.
Trick question, not a trick question.
Not a trick question.
Tasha.
Hi, Tasha. I'm Corey. That's Powder. Ignore the guy with the ignore the guy with the light sword. As much as you can ignore him without ignoring him so much that you don't see it if he goes crazy and kills us all.
Okay.
What what you doing here?
Not my anything. This guy was supposed to be instructing me, I guess, came up to have a talk with Tekin, I think, the lady in charge. They were talking about something, and then there was a loud sound. They both said some stuff really fast. I didn't quite catch what they were talking about. They were keeping me out of it. But they just did something on the computer and left me here.
I looked to where the computer is.
Okay. Want to go through that?
Yep.
Okay. Computers,
Absolutely.
difficulty 3 with a setback die for encryption.
Okay.
I assume first you're sort of looking to see what might have been done that she's talking about.
That is definitely stage 1. 2 light side points is a bit much. Let's drop that down, shall we? My computers is not quite as good as my mechanics.
We just want to see Ares get to us without being able to use any light side
An
points.
advantage.
With an advantage, you can see that same protocol 4 in effect that, yes, someone's shining a light in my face, John. Very distractible, sorry. You can see the same thing. It does seem like it was activated from here, though you can't figure out any details or any systems it's connected to. That's pretty well hidden.
Okay. If
It
it's
does seem like this computer has personnel files,
Okay.
etc. on it.
If it is active from here, is the same lockout in effect on this computer?
No, doesn't seem to be.
Perfect. We are copying fucking everything.
All right. That is going to require another computer's check, because while the lockout isn't in effect, it is still a secure facility.
Right. Difficulty?
Difficulty 3, 1 setback, same as the last one.
Okay. Well, I will leave you your 1 light side point.
He is a merciless god.
2
That'll
triumphs and 2 successes.
There you go.
That'll work. There you go.
Bang
The
on
spirit of
enough.
Lux is with you.
Yeah, without any advantages, you don't notice anything as you're copying it over. You're really just trying to get this done as quickly as possible. You
Yep.
can look at it later.
Yep.
Because you're mechanically inclined, you copy most of it, and then you just like open up the console with your tools and grab like the hard drive out as well.
Yep.
You have your own copy, but you've also got the storage from this computer itself.
Perfect. That means we have the copy and they don't.
Nice.
It was just an easier way to be sure you had everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, would you like to go with us? We're going up to get some revenge on the people who kept everyone here, or would you like to hide and wait it out?
Also, we're leaving eventually.
Yeah, I want to leave. I'm pretty sure this is the top floor, though. The windows are, and she sort of points into across. You have to sort of slide. I can, if you let me.
Do your thing.
Yeah. Yeah, she seems a little hesitant, partly because one of you has a drawn weapon, and partly PTSD's taken effect a bit, probably. But yeah, she moves over to the other side of the room, slides her finger down on a sensor, and opens up a series of blinds throughout the room. You've got a pretty good vantage on most of the facility. Probably not as great as you would have from the statue, but
Do we see
like-
Ares running across a courtyard with a fuck ton of weapons?
you know what? Yeah, actually,
Yes.
Under the helmet side goes, he's alive!
I found our Mandalorian, guys.
yeah.
How do we get to him?
Ares, up here!
Or you can assume it's Ares because there's 3 people, one of whom is carrying more, they're kind of like small right now because they're in the distance, but you can make it right in front.
The metal sheen of one arm.
Yeah. You're probably, if this wasn't such a cloudy area, you'd probably be quite reflective because you're wearing metal arm and metal weapons.
I do a couple things really quick. I look at Tasha. We already know that it's at least breathe. Never mind. I look at Device. Could you do me a favor? Use that lasery thing and cut me a hole in the window.
All right. He'll sort of start, and we go and spiral from the inside to the outside.
I just one cut. We don't need to Bob Ross this.
Happy little clouds.
Very carefully so we don't have any sharp edges left.
Right. Are you good?
Yeah, eventually he does cut it. It's not a particularly hard material, so the laser sort of
Boom.
cutters it.
And then, hey, Ares!
Ares, roll me a vigilance difficult 3.
See if I get beamed in the head by a falling piece of glass.
That's not a concern. There's a fair amount of distance between you and the glass itself. I'm just trying to see if you hear this.
Vigilance difficulty what?
3.
Two failures, 2 advantage.
I guess I should roll for them.
Yeah, we're infiltrating a place and you just yelled across a courtyard.
Infiltration time ended a long time ago.
Specifically yelled
no,
down
no.
a tower.
You know, how do you pronounce your mom's name?
Rel?
Okay, I had it right. Rel does her look up Corey, and then just keeps running because she's not.
Oh, for God's sake! Fine.
Everyone else did.
I asked our new friend if she knows how to get to Deacon.
Yeah, you have to go down a few floors and out. There's a staircase or elevator thing.
Okay, let's go.
I'm going to really quick. Are they already across the courtyard and out at this point?
They're most of the way across.
Okay. If I have time, I'm going to try to really quick take any kind of audio muffling or sound muffling part of my blaster off so it is as loud as humanly possible.
I mean, yes, you have time to do that.
Just like kunk, and not shooting down at them, like shooting up at the sky outside.
Yeah.
Do, 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 do.
So I'm not going to make this an attack roll. I'm just going to make it a mechanics difficulty 2 to see how loud you get it.
That's fine.
Come on, successes.
All the successes.
Exceptional success. So those of you there,
It shoots the name.
cover your ears as Corey just takes this fairly standard blaster, pulls out a few components, shoots it, and there's a cracking boom sound, almost like a firing of a cannon.
I do so well. It shoots out the word, "Hey, Ares!"
Unlikely, but at
Yeah.
Ares, you definitely hear. You're not able to place exactly what kind of gun it was, but a loud gunshot
Somebody's
and
firing
see
turbo
what-
lasers at us.
shooting off there.
I would look up. Do I see where that came from?
It definitely came from somewhere above this level of the penthouse. Like, you don't have a great angle on what might be up there, but like looking up, you can figure out roughly where it came from.
Right.
Yes.
Do I see anything in that direction?
Ares!
Like,
you
can I
useless
see Corey? Like,
Mandalorian piece of shit!
You know, if she's waving her arms, eventually you do notice someone standing in one of the windows, like making a lot of motion.
either that's somebody trying to get our attention, or it's somebody really bad at shooting escaping prisoners. I say to the other two. And I sort of back up so that I'm in clear view.
I don't think that gun has the range to reach us.
And I just raise my hands.
And then Powder walks into view next to Corey.
I mean,
Yet
I think
still
you're
small.
underestimating the distance at which we're looking. Like,
Ooh, there we go. Powder.
Detach
Can
your
I do
head and
something really
throw
quick?
it.
It's a slight modification. It'll be really quick. It'll be reversible.
If it will help.
Yes. I'm going to turn the volume on Powder's vocalizer to like 3,000. Not, but
Turn it to
Turn it
11.
to 11.
Mechanics difficulty 2 boost die because Powder is willingly helping you, and this is Powder's body. You are modifying.
Body mods are cool.
a success and an advantage.
Powder, you're not entirely sure what's happening, but Corey just like opens up right below essentially your mouth area, as like around with the few screwdrivers, and then close it back up. Good to go, presumably.
Go ahead. Tell.
Powder will go look outside. Ares, it is good to see you are alive.
All of you definitely now have to cover your ears because someone's using a megaphone directly next
Yep.
to you.
I look over at the other two.
But you can hear that.
Do they think that we can respond? I look back up and I just hold up a thumb.
Do you have do you have vocal mods?
Nope.
Let him know. Now I'm shouting because I'm essentially deaf.
Yep.
Let him know where we are and that we're probably coming down at this point.
Meet in the ballroom.
Meet in the ballroom. Ballroom?
Yeah,
Was
ballroom.
that ballroom? Ballroom.
Meet in the ball pit. Ballroom.
I'm just gonna fire a shot up there, just as an acknowledgement.
One shot, yes.
Just one.
2 shots, no.
Yeah, it's like,
Which gun?
oh, the heavy blaster rifle.
Okay, make me an attack roll. See how close you get.
Oh yeah, this is extreme
'Cause
range.
That has extreme range.
So it's gonna be a 4.
As we're looking
Actually,
out.
Just
43,
watch.
yeah.
You hit one of us. Oh no, Ares has been turned.
It's a hard roll.
Difficulty 3 for extreme range. So
I'll flip a dark side point just in case.
okay.
Wait.
It's fine.
Upgraded. 1 advantage. No success, no threat.
I mean, there's a shot fired in your direction, seemingly in some variety of acknowledgement. It's a little too close for comfort.
Ping! Hits the window.
Tell him one more thing for me. Tell him, you asshole.
Corey says you are an asshole.
I make another shot.
Go
Ah!
for it. I'm not flipping a dark side point this time.
And again, I'm aiming at the window next
Yeah.
to, not a success, an advantage, and a triumph.
You shatter a window.
Unfortunately, I was leaning against that window to look.
So, you asshole. I think they got the message.
think
I
he
said to
heard
the other
you.
two.
All right. And then I will undo the deafening
Yeah,
modification.
easy.
And then I will continue heading in and up because they haven't changed my course at all because that's what I was
No,
doing
but you
anyways.
know where to stop because you might get there before we do.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
All right. So you head up this staircase. The place does at this point seem basically abandoned. I assume the rest of you are heading down, or did you want to look through this room?
We need to do a check through the room for sure.
We've got
Okay.
some time.
Perception difficulty 3.
Sai is frantically making his way to the ballroom to put the Mandalorian armor back together.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna say, Aries, make me initiative rolls. Because we'll see how this goes.
All right. So
And that's
Zach,
going to be prepared or unprepared, your choice, based on what you feel like your character is feeling.
I am certainly not prepared for the state that my armor is going to be in, so I'm going to be rolling vigilance.
I'm prepared for the state
right.
that the armor is in.
So that's a 1-4 I've got.
All right.
Let me take these 5 purples off from earlier. Boom!
1-5.
All right. So, Sai, you are there and you have an action's worth of time to try and reassemble this properly and get everything in order.
Yeah, if anything, it's just I'm taking it out of the armor and at least having it on the floor like, look what I found!
This scene is, for the record, Ares and his party walk, cut to side, cut back down, walk,
Extreme
cut up.
chase music.
Combined with the cape scene from Solo.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet.
So eventually I get to a ballroom, I think.
Yeah. So most of the armor is out. Sai is clearly rearranging it.
Is Sai still wearing the helmet?
Totally.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
do you think to take it off?
100%.
So I'm walking up to the suit of armor.
Ares, hey, you're alive, thank God. Also, I found your armor.
I reach out. I grab the helmet. I take it off Sai.
And it makes this weird, like, sucking pop noise from the liku, like, getting sweaty.
I look down into it. I've killed 4 people in the last hour.
I've killed 3!
Clean this. And then I I handed the helmet and start putting my armor on.
Sai puts the helmet on the ground and walks away.
Oh.
I'm glad you're safe, though. But I'm not cleaning your helmet.
One of the women standing behind Ares will. Was Corey supposed to be here?
Sai, where's Corey?
They're making their way down. By the way, Ares, we met an individual named Vice. I don't know if that name rings a bell, but he has a lightsaber.
Okay.
So
Is he an enemy or an ally?
Currently an ally, but extremely sketchy. We found him in a cell, and he probably shouldn't have even been here from what it seemed like. So just a heads up.
Found him in a cell. Yarrick will pipe up. He is also extremely sketchy.
Technically speaking, I found you in a cell.
So heads up. Just keep an eye on the guy with the lightsaber.
Will do. I put my armor on.
But they're making their way down.
And I just sort of dump the weapons that I've found. Looking around, are my weapons here?
Make me a. I hate that there's not like an investigation really. Just a perception difficulty too.
Because I had my gun and my shield.
Your axe was still
Flat.
in the.
Yeah, the axe
room.
was still in the ship. Yeah.
Okay. With a flat roll, it takes you a minute, but you do find your armor, shields, and several other or more conventionally weapon things on one of the racks in one of these displays that's set up around the room. There's just a rack of various weapons.
I put my hand through the display. Get my shield, get my gun. Look and see if there's anything nice, other like anything that catches my eye.
Most of it looks more like antiques. There's a few things that do catch your eye. And give me a second to pull that up. While we're doing that, Corey and Powder, are you staying up? Oh, you rolled searching to look in the upstairs.
I rolled searching. I don't think Jeremy did yet. But I got
It's
2
not.
failures and an advantage, so.
It was difficulty. Yeah. A success and an advantage.
With a success and an advantage, Corey, you find the footlocker of the bed has a variety of things in it. Of interest to you, potentially, there is a data pad that seems to be locked at this point. You'd have to try and get into it.
We will do that later. But
A
that
variety of clothes, accessories, and nice things.
also mine.
Yeah. And a small chain of beads that you don't have any context for.
Okay.
There's about 80 beads, each of them clearly distinct from the others. There is probably handmade.
Considering the torture devices that we have found in this place,
No.
I will you will thank me for the amount of jokes that I am not telling right now. That said, I'm going to take all of this. This is all mine now.
Okay. Sorry, John, things you found in the downstairs case. There's a bowcaster, which you probably are familiar with. Those thing. There's a bowcaster. There's in terms of other things that strike out to you as unusual for something other than being a more expensive variant, there's what looks like a child's gun, like some sort of training pistol, accented with some painting and other stuff that again looks like a very young hand probably did.
Does like just sort of grab it, hold it out, just sort of like point it in a random direction and fire. Does it have like is it
Yeah, it's functional. It's a little weirdly balanced.
Yeah.
Like you'd probably have tightened the screws differently, but it's functional. It's got a lethal setting, doesn't seem to have a stun setting.
Okay, so it's like sort of a holdout blaster, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's mechanically that's the thing you'd be closest to.
Okay.
But the handling is off and it not necessarily usable, just something you would have noticed as unusual.
Interesting. Put it back. I will take the bowcaster though.
Yep.
Because those are fucking deadly.
Yep.
They're also a culturally specific weapon.
Yep. I will take a bowcaster.
Yep. And that has the generic stats from in the
unmodified bowcaster. Okay.
Taking it, you notice that there is an inscription. I assume you probably don't speak Wookiee.
I do.
Oh.
I speak Sherwood.
In it, there's a description. The forest runs through us all. I will find you, brother. Just sort of on the metal of it, seemingly carved in.
So I'm going to put that not on me like a weapon, but I'm going to be like carrying it with me to put elsewhere.
You will have to take out some of your other guns. If
I have dropped all of the guns I've found, just sort of in a pile, and I will indicate anyone who needs a weapon. We've got a pile right here, and I just sort of like put the bowcaster like folded up and put it in my backpack.
Okay. Yeah. So
Finish putting on my armor, wipe out the helmet, get all the Twi'lek grease out of it. And then
Smells like flowers.
No, it doesn't. I feel much better now, I say as I have my armor back on. Has Powder and Corey come down yet?
Yeah, about this time, if you guys were heading down, you'd be
Awesome. Powder will immediately go over to Ares and make sure he's okay.
I am not.
No.
I'm like
hard to
carrying
tell.
a giant foot locker. Oh shit. So I'm a little slower. Kunk. Kunk.
Powder, do you want us to
Down
use
the
this
stairs.
med pack on Ares?
Powder, I've got something for you, actually. And I say, handing Powder an emergency med pack.
Awesome. I will use said med pack on you.
That would be great.
Means I get a boost die.
And Corey, as this medical attention is happening, clunk, clunk, you arrive at the base of the stairs and sort of standing on the other side, not necessarily talking to or looking at anyone. That's your mom.
Is it difficulty 2? Medicine check?
I don't know what indicates the difficulty of your medicine checks, so...
You can't remember.
I need to check that. What is the... Yeah, actually, Kat, you're the one who's medic. What determines medical difficulty?
I don't have that one in my notes. Hold on.
Recovery and healing. Status of health. If current wounds equal half or less of the wound threshold, then that is easy. I am less than half, so it would be an easy. It's a one difficulty. The table is on page 220 in the book, in the Edge of the Empire book.
All right, I will write that down.
There's a lot of rules that I don't have memorized.
Yeah.
Neither do I. So there we go. Okay.
This one.
So
How dare you not have every rule in the book memorized?
difficulty
It's
1 with the
almost
boost
like there's
die.
3. I think I have it.
So there's
I
4
don't have it,
successes.
but I have illustratively the same size of books.
4 successes, 2 advantage, and I heal 3 extra wounds because of my surgeon ranks.
So that heals 7
7.
wounds, which puts me back to 0. I am fully healed.
It's
Huzzah.
almost like it's probably thicker than this stack of books here.
Yeah, no. There's a reason why I've got all three of the PDFs open to different parts of the generic rules, so that I can. I need the flight rules. Okay, I need the ranged combat rules. Okay, I need the weapon rules. Okay.
I mean, I have a cheat sheet with a lot of that on it that I have shared with you guys in the past. It's just it doesn't have everything. It's mostly rules. Yeah. If anyone wants to make well-formatted PDFs of the Star Wars basic rules for Edge of the Empire system, please.
Be nice.
Please, yes, gimme.
Let's.
I actually probably should just do that. I have enough time. No, I don't.
I was gonna say, really? When?
When I'm supposed to be sleeping. Yeah, Corey.
Yeah, so she's like, dunk. Surprise.
Hello, dear. Looks like they need some help with that.
It's all good. So we're gonna be going soon, I think. I don't know. Why are we here again? I'm confused at this point.
Where do any of you know where Tekin is?
Yes. Yeah. There's an elevator
Right,
here. We're
right.
going
There's
to
this
it.
asshole.
Right.
Or
Also-
Tunguska rerun will pop
Yeah,
up.
Chinguska as well. Both of them, really.
Specifically, yeah.
And Goose is kind of
I
the
told you,
primary.
I saw her less than half an hour ago. She was,
Yes. Down.
Good, good.
and Tunguska was the one they had training me.
Good, good. All right, right. So those are two dead dogs when we catch up to them. Alternatively, does anyone know what procedure 4 or whatever the word for that is?
I assume it's the lockdown.
Some kind of security lockdown.
Yeah. What kind?
It was done from this.
Did you happen to figure out what it intends to do? Like,
No.
are we sitting on a bomb, for instance?
Maybe.
I cannot definitively say no to that question.
All right, then let's follow after Tekin. Pile of guns here if anyone needs them. Also, shelf full of antique guns over there if anyone's interested.
Is there anything anyone else is doing in this room?
Well, it's certainly a good thing I have brought down a footlocker. As I put my 2 sets of data in there, open it up. Okay, I can't carry all of that stuff because, well, but
We can. Let's just say we can just leave it here and grab it on the way back. I assume there's not going to be an escape route wherever they are.
Unless, of course, I mean, I assume that they are escaping if, depending on what procedure 4 is.
you're
Do
thinking
you
they're
know
leaving
where
and
they're
blowing up
headed?
the facility.
I already know they're headed down that elevator.
Yeah.
The GM is very confused right now.
Right. What?
Why?
Why is the GM confused?
They were up.
Yeah, they're headed down, presumably because they were at the top of a building.
Yeah.
The elevator was what Ares came up.
Yeah.
Remember? That's where. Okay.
Yeah. We know that they're heading down currently.
Right. So let's go after them.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna just throw a few of the old antique stuff in because that might be valuable. And
All right.
you guys go ahead. I'm right behind you, which is literally like she's not like staying behind. It's just she's dragging a footlocker behind her, so she's not going.
Oh
first.
yeah, and Ares, the guy with the lightsaber does come down. Twilight sort of
Oh, yeah.
heavily damaged Leiku.
Yeah. Does he look
This-
familiar at all to me in any way, shape, or form? No. Right. Right. Vice. Right. I think she said.
This is Vice.
Nice. Ares, nice to meet you. We've got people to kill. Let's go. I lead the way towards the killing people.
Okay.
Following the directions that have been provided as to down and then elevator, which I assume is the elevator we came up, or whatever. Or maybe it's a
That's the
different
way
one.
you want to go.
Yep. Sure.
Just as a reminder, no one gave specific indication
No.
other than left the penthouse. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah. So you all start heading down back towards the courtyard and the slave quarters. Assuming there's nothing any of you want to do, whoever's leading this little make me a perception. Just-
Okay. What difficulty?
Difficulty of 3.
1 success, 1 threat.
Okay. Excuse me. It seems quiet as you're heading down. with a large number of people you have rescued in various ways following along. That is actually where we're going to go to break.
Back in a bit. And we're back.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Star Wars. And the thing I forgot to say over the break, because I got distracted, is that there is now that medical difficulty chart in the player character resources tab.
Yay.
Wunderbar. Dankeschön.
Yeah.
All right.
So, the group of you have arrived back at the penthouse, and as you are starting to head down, Tasha will clarify for you. I said that you were there, not yeah, and you have that discussion of what was miscommunicated.
Right. So let's head. I wasn't here when you guys arrived. Where's the ship?
They've got a hangar that we arrived in. That's probably a good place to go.
Right. Let's see if we can't make it back to the ship. If we see anything along the way, we will investigate as we go. If there's any consoles, computers we can look into, whatever. Get back to the ship. See if we can't tell what's going on from the outside with the sensors on the ship, and plan from there. Because if Chinguska and Tikin are planning on leaving, it'd be good to get, in our ship so we can shoot them out of the fucking sky.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and then we can come back and free the rest of the slaves and get that taken care of without having to chase people.
Precisely.
Yep, let's do it.
Our communications don't work at the moment, right? Between us and the ship.
None of your comms work.
Yep.
We screen swipe to hangar bay.
Unless there's a thing between here and there that we have to stop at first.
I mean, yeah, there is. So yeah, you guys head through the down the penthouse out. There's an exploded hole areas that you are now discovering in the side of the base of the penthouse, which they enter through. There's
Reruns work, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. If you want, there's a bit of sharp metal with spikes on it that you could probably bash someone's head in with.
I'm good.
That I believe was left down there. You guys are foregoing the treasure room and stuff for right now. There's a destroyed tower that you pass the rubble for. You pass the guard tower area. I don't think anyone wanted to check back in there. And you head through the temple towards these front watch statues, towards the front watch area. As you are headed up to the temple, Aries, you rolled perception for this,
Yep.
right?
It was one success and one threat.
Yeah. Aries, you hear some sort of conversation yelling within the temple.
I believe we've found some targets, I say to the others, as I ready my blaster rifle.
Or allies.
We'll make that judgment once the doors open.
Okay, but hopefully not before we kill them.
If they're a Doug, I apologize if they were an ally.
Okay. Sure.
We don't go in guns a-blazing, but guns are prepared to blaze.
Yes, precisely.
I look towards so calling them my friends would be a bit much, but these are my coworkers.
Oh, yeah, can I check Corey's mom and make sure she's okay?
Medicine check.
Can I tell what sort of things are being yelled about in this conversation that I'm hearing?
You can make me another perception difficulty, too, because you're outside. If you guys want to be subtle, make me stealth rolls.
Yes, I will
And I'm
try.
assuming I'm medicine at difficulty 2?
Yep.
Okay.
What difficulty would the stealth rolls be?
4 successes, 3 threat.
Stealth rolls difficulty 2.
Okay. 3 successes and a triumph on the stealth and a threat.
A success and 2 advantages on stealth.
And then a flat roll on my perception.
All right.
Yeah, those are words.
And I got 3 successes and 2 out of my stealth roll. I was all stealthy and medicine-y. Doing good.
You can tell it's in basic, but other than that, you're only hearing intermittent words.
Okay. Once the medicine has been dealt with, I will.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm trying to look for everyone's stealth rolls. Okay. And aside from long-term malnutrition, she seems really tired, but all right, alive.
Okay, she doesn't seem wounded at all. Needing.
Not in the traditional sense of like got a gunshot wound. No.
Got it. She's emotionally wounded, not physically wounded. Got it.
You know, Ares has been taken to
Wounded for
physical wounds.
long-term mistreatment, not physically wounded.
Yeah.
So I will open the door, leading with my gun to see what I see on the inside.
You trying to be stealthy or no?
I did. I rolled. I got 3 successes and a triumph on my stealth.
All right. So yeah, you sort of open up the door, and it is much easier to hear this conversation now. There's this woman's voice that's sort of broken and hissing. I will not leave. Not when I am so close. We have our reinforcements on the way. The plans are under operation. I don't intend to just cut in my losses and run. And when there's a lot of profit to be made in this.
Tap, tap, tap on Aries' shoulder. We can shoot them now.
I'm going to step into the open and unload.
And yeah, you can see a dog woman dressed in an absurd number of jewels in the center of this room. There's several people around her that you see initially pointing in.
How many of them are Doug's?
Just her.
Oh, so Chunguska's not here. Okay. Good to know.
Unless Chunguska has transitioned and had his mannerisms change quite significantly.
Into being, yeah. I mean, it's possible.
It's always possible, yeah. But yeah, make a shot. You're at long range, but you can make it.
So with long range, my difficulty is 2. I'm going to willingly up my difficulty to 3 to activate my auto fire quality on my gun, which means that if I hit, I will hit twice.
I am also going to shoot. I'm not upping my difficulty.
All right.
And I'm going to.
Chris is going to shoot, and then we're going to get everything in it.
Yeah, and I'm going to also true aim because activating the auto fire doesn't require an action or a maneuver. I'm going to use my true aim maneuver, which gives me a boost die and upgrades my roll. And just for shits and giggles, I'm going to spend a light side point.
You can also burn a strain point and take another aim maneuver.
I could. I'll do that. I'll take a point of strain to aim again. So I've got 2 boost die, 2 upgrade, difficulty 3. Auto fire is currently active. And I'm firing with my baby. Bring 3 hits.
Yeah, I'll hit.
So that is going to be 22 damage to Tegan.
Well, she's dead. She has 12 wounds and a soak of 2. So, yeah, Ares, you just let off a shot with your heavy blaster rifle, and there is a head splattered in the center as she is the next person who tells me to leave. He'll be
Hop. I don't think her
And at
plans are
this
going to happen
point,
now.
everyone is rolling initiative.
Powder just looks at. I cannot fix that.
And let me delete the existing stuff first.
Okay.
Wasn't there a certain way to roll initiative for turn order? Am I thinking of that correctly?
Under combat.
No, like didn't you have to do something so it put it in the turn order?
You may need to select your token.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I think. I know.
I don't think that's actually true for this one.
Yeah,
but
and this one I think you just have
prepare.
to roll it at the initiative section under combat more than anything else. So this is probably going to be cool because I think we're prepared.
It's nothing.
Aaron, is this going to be cool?
It's prepared for you. Yeah,
Yes.
I'd say you're all prepared at this point.
Good.
Boom.
Just wanted to clarify.
Cool as a
Oh
cucumber.
shit! Hang on, I need to re-roll that. I don't have those boosts. Can you delete the 2-4, the 2-4 PC slot?
Yes, I can.
Okay, 0-3. Got a 4. We've got a 4-2, a 1-2, a 0-2, and a 0-3.
Oh, they're not actually good at that. Okay.
Just blew her fucking head off.
No, I didn't blow her head off. I blew her body off.
You blew the head off this time.
Oh, okay.
That was the last one that
Okay.
you blew.
That's right.
Oh, I can delete the because this guy is not critically wounded. I can just
Man, the number of blank faces on that attack.
All you hear is a, oh no, we're under attack.
well, they're both definitely unprepared.
We're in our head goal.
I do believe the correct response is ew.
That's so icky.
This is the first time that Ciolo has seen Ares start shooting.
Yeah, this is actually the first time Sai has seen Ares attack anything.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
rivals. They're not a main group. That's cool. They get to each go individually.
I like to think that Ciolo just flashes back to that moment where he was tempted to shoot Ares. At this point, just
Yeah, there's definitely a flashback, but in that there were a lot of things about that flashback, though. Specifically, the fact that I knew you didn't have your weapon, and I thought you didn't have your armor on. Those are two main components of that flashback.
Okay, those two aren't working, but let's try and roll it again. And yeah. Okay, there. And I'll
one
fix those to my first rolls for this.
shot to death. Temple.
All right.
Based off everyone's rolls, it seems like when we roll initiative, more than likely, Sai is going to have the biggest initiative every time.
Yeah, but fortunately, so the way it works is that
But
Yeah, you can
yeah.
pick, yeah.
it's actually somewhat flexible. So who wants to go first?
can I go first?
The Mandalorian should go first.
I
yeah.
believe Ares. Yeah.
I
So
believe
Ares,
this is
like
your time
having
to
fully
shine.
stepped into the room to take this shot, you can two droidecas whirring up on the sides, and you can see about there's 5 fighters who seem to have been talking with Tegan.
Okay. Da, 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 da. Let's see. I'm going to target the group of fighters. Does it seem?
Okay.
So
Technically, they're actually rivals, but
yeah. So that's actually the question. Mechanically, is it 2 droidicas and a mob, or is it 2 droidicas and several rivals?
it's 2 droidicas and 5 slavers, mechanically speaking.
Okay, so the slaver, the
But
droidicas
the
would be
slavers
rivals.
are going to move on the same initiative because I'm the GM and I'm lazy.
Okay, that's fine. So the slavers are all rivals and the droidicas are all rivals, so there's no group right here.
Yeah, there's 7 rival characters you are facing.
Got it. Yeah, I'm gonna target one of the. Is there any cover in this room, or is it just a wide open thing?
Behind where these people currently are, there's a large statue of some man, seemingly the same man in the statue outside that got destroyed.
Okay, so using my shield as a balance for my rifle, so that I'm providing cover for the people behind me. I'm going to start targeting the. I'm going to move into into medium range.
Okay.
We're totally SWAT teaming this thing.
Is your yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to move into medium range, which I'm trying to find my difficulty modifiers. Because that's a thing.
Yeah.
Using difficulty, I think it's also 2. But my thing reduces it by 1, so it's 1.
Sounds right. I know short is 1 and engaged 2.
Yeah, and for me, because I've got a underbarrel grip, my difficulty is reduced by range. So
Cool.
I'll move into medium range with the droidicas. I'm going to target one of them, which my difficulty is 1. I'm going to trigger my auto fire ability, raising my difficulty to 2. And I'm going to. I'm not going to take a strain to aim. I'm just going to go ahead and unleash.
Okay.
Blam. Okay, I'm going to use a triumph to activate my auto fire quality a second time. So the droidica I just fired takes 34 points of damage.
It's dead before it can activate its shield.
So, walk in, blam blam, Tekin down, turn, blam blam, droidica explodes. Over my shoulder, I call out, 1 droidica and a bunch of slavers.
Aaron, that expression you have right now, you couldn't see it at the time, but that was the expression I had during the manor fight.
Yeah. I know. I know, trust me. We have both been here many a time with John's characters. That's what Star Wars is for. Once you get to a certain amount of power, there are things that can just rip through everything. And
I mean,
you guys are kind of high level at this point.
Meanwhile, 30 minutes ago, I was fighting with a computer and losing. So.
Yes. No,
Yeah,
legit.
fair too. By the way, the second player character slot cannot be the Mandalorian, so who's firing?
I'll take the second
I
one.
said so I had said that I had already been aiming
Right.
beforehand. So
Okay.
Yeah, 5 slavers and a
this
droid.
time. Well, I feel like one of those 2 groups is a serious threat, and I probably will not kill it because I am not Aries. But I should wound it. So I'm gonna try to shoot the droidica.
Okay.
It may surprise you to know it's not on stun damage.
I don't think Rerun's gonna complain.
Difficulty 2. And I mean, I hit. It's 1 success and 2 threats.
So that'll be 6 damage.
6 damage.
Yep. With 6 damage. Yeah, it's still standing. Sorry.
Oh no, that's fine. And okay, now, despite the fact that we've been playing it this long, I still do I still have the maneuver left?
Yeah, unless you aimed that attack.
Yeah, no, I did not.
Okay, yeah, you've got a maneuver.
I'm spending my maneuver to activate sidestep.
Okay.
To take, I only have 1 rank in sidestep, so one strain, and until the start of my next turn, the difficulty of all ranged combat checks targeting me is +1, or it's upgraded by 1.
Understood. Yeah, you barely scrape this droidica and step back,
And then make an eep sound.
Stand behind the
step back.
Mandalorian.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. So this droidica is going to power on its shield because Jesus, Ari.
Do that again next turn.
And
I will try.
Do or do not. There is no try.
There is no spoon. Oh, wait.
Wrong frame.
Attacking me currently. It has
it's not
3...
attacking you. It has a special ability.
Okay. I was just letting you know that my defense is 3.
Yep. Droidicas have a specific ability that allows them to deal with multiple targets, some of whom are heavily armored. I wonder when that would have ever come up in the Clone Wars.
Right?
Yeah, so that's gonna be hard difficulty gunnery check. All right, no advantages. So, 2 of you, let's say Corey and Aries, because you two had already stepped forward, take the base damage of his attack as just this hail of gunfire rolls across the area, which would be let's check. 12 damage.
I take 6.
Yeah.
I take 10.
5, 6. That hurts a lot.
Yeah.
Good thing I targeted the other one.
Yeah.
Just to make sure. I assume so, but just to make sure you factor in the sidestep.
Yes.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this is a slightly unusual ability.
That's fine. I
particular-
figured that was probably the case, but
Yeah.
never hurts to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Ow, 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 ow.
Yep. I need to kill that thing.
All right.
Yeah.
That brings it back to a player character slot.
Are you shooting or am I healing?
I'm shooting because I'm going to use my once per session big shot that I can do to take out the droidica.
Okay.
So I'm going to first and foremost.
Just so you know, shooting at the droidica right now, you have these fucking cards. It gains 2 defense and upgrades the difficulty of all combat checks against it.
Okay.
So that's 2 setbacks and an upgrade.
2 setbacks and an upgrade. I'm going to use first suffer a point of strain to double aim. And then I'm going to use works like a charm. Once per session, I can make 1 check using presence rather than the characteristic of that skill. So my presence is going to determine my shot. So that means
I would probably roll the presence check and then also just put your gun in chat so that we can see the damage it does.
Well, let's see. I have 4 ranks in light ranged. My presence is a 5, so that's gonna be what, 4 yellows and a green.
Yep.
Yep.
So do I just need to? Would it be easier to manually put that in, or try to upgrade the combat ability?
So you can just it's 4 yellows and a green, and because this is a one-time shot, so if you go up to your dice pool thing, you can just go put 4 in, enter for the greens, 1 in, or 1 for the greens, 4 for the yellows.
Okay.
And then what range? You're probably at medium range, so whatever difficulty that would be for your gun.
All right. So then 2 plus the 2 setback die for the shield and the 1 upgrade, and then I just hit the D20 there, right in the middle of the dice pool. Cool.
And remember to delete all of that because it will add to your other rolls.
Yeah. So 2 advantages with 2 triumphs.
So I'm gonna try and be fair. Does anyone remember if we established whether it hits on a flat?
No. Flats do not hit.
Okay. So you can use those advantages and triumphs for any of the things that it don't require it to hit, but unfortunately you do miss.
What can I use triumphs for in combat that don't require hitting?
A lot of stuff.
There's
Give yourself boosts and
There's the combat advantage and triumphs in the handouts.
Yeah. You could give someone else boosts for their next attack. You could give an enemy setbacks for their next attack. Like you could give, like as an example, you could give me 2 boost die for my next attack.
I just pinged it to you, so it should be showing up.
Yeah, I've got it pulled up.
Okay.
Upgrade. Check.
Or you could actually, you could upgrade my next attack twice with those 2 triumphs if you wanted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so one triumph is do something vital, such as shooting the controls to a nearby blast door to seal them. Is it possible for me, can I burn both triumphs to have actually hit the droideka, done no damage to it, but I hit the shield generator on the droideka and disable its shield? If I burn both triumphs just to do that?
If you burn both triumphs and a light side point, I'll let you disable the droideka's shield.
Our only light side point.
Go for it.
Do it.
Fucking do it.
Do it.
I just feel like that's a lot.
Do it. Do it.
No.
Just do it.
Do
Do
it.
it.
You are crippling that droideka at that point.
Remember how much easier it was for Ares to hit it when it didn't have everything stupid.
Well, honestly,
how many dice as Ares does with that attack.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too worried about Ares hitting it.
Yeah.
You should be.
I would say that's a fair trade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boom.
Sweet.
All right. So, yeah, it looks like the shot goes wide, but it does fizz through the shield, hitting the shield generator. And, yeah, that's going to make it all of the slavers' turns.
That's the point where it is the classic point in any comic book where Hawkeye fires an arrow and it goes nowhere and the villain's like, ha ha, you missed. And Hawkeye's like, no, I didn't.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. I
Or
would have gone with Green Arrow, but
Or
okay.
Ollie.
Yep.
Hawkeye's a lot more bombastic when he does it, though.
Hawkeye more bombastic.
No.
Then Ollie.
No.
Ollie
does it with an arrow. He has-
We're not going to have a DC versus Marvel argument today. I have decided on that. We're gonna at least wait half an hour. Sorry.
Slavers.
Yes, the slavers whose guns are apparently not in their character sheet. Oh, that's right. I was using the other thing to roll this earlier.
Who are they shooting at? If they're shooting, they might not be shooting.
So they're gonna be moving up into short range because that's what they need to do. Actually, you know what? They're confident in themselves. They're gonna throw some nets at you.
That's good. Confidence is believing in yourself is important.
Especially in the middle of combat versus a Mandalorian. That is extremely important.
It is the most important.
I mean, no, the most important thing is actually having the skills that you believe in. But
Oh, and totally, by the way, Sai did not mean to do what he did, but is completely acting like that was what he was aiming at.
of course,
What I meant to do the whole time.
Yeah. Like he shoots, there's a look of confusion, the shield goes down, and then he goes, perfect.
All right.
Exactly as planned.
Calculated.
And I mean, you were using presents to do it, so you probably make it look good.
Yeah, hopefully since I use that, everyone believes it.
Oh, wait. What setbacks do I have for Aries?
3 setback dice.
As the first net gets thrown at you. I'll be honest, as many of them are going to throw nets at you as might make it work. That first one fails.
Ooh.
Second one succeeds. So you take 4 damage, which I believe is entirely
absorbed, yes.
Entirely absorbed. And knock down and ensnare 3.
All right, let me look at what those do.
So as John and I both run to the
Weapon characteristics page.
section.
I was hoping that it would like go over like so like yes, got him, and he's just standing there with a net over him.
I mean, the net does have a mechanical impact.
So they can't activate knockdown because they require advantages to activate that.
Correct.
And it doesn't say they need advantages to activate ensnare, so I guess they can activate it.
I feel like that's the natural.
There's a net
part.
on top
Yeah.
of you. You're ensnared.
I am immobilized.
Yep.
I can still fire my gun, but I'm immobilized.
You're
You're
immobile.
now a turret.
Some damage, which means we're aiming at Corey next.
Okay.
Because
No, they
there's
have an upgrade of 1 difficulty.
3 of them. It's only upgraded though, no setbacks, correct? Or
Correct.
am I remembering it?
Yeah, no, upgrade difficulty 1.
Look, they're not the smartest kittens. But they do hit. So that's 3 damage, which I believe you soak most of.
I soak 2 of it, which is good because I only have 2 wounds left.
What? So you're...
That gives me 1 wound left.
Yeah. Knock down.
So it's going to be an average difficulty to heal Corey.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to find the full text of knockdowns.
Knockdown requires 2 advantage to trigger.
Right.
Plus 1 additional advantage per silhouette beyond 1. When it triggers, the target is knocked prone.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. I was just having trouble finding things. Which means, Sai, you're getting the next net at you because they've got 2 nets left.
It's got no upgrades, but 2 setbacks.
Correct. Everyone has slightly different defenses. Nope. Second net.
Get out of here.
So these slavers are just look at each other, chuck some nets in your direction, and Corey and Ares now have nets on top of them.
With our nets, we will block out the sun.
So an immobilized character cannot perform maneuvers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can't aim, things like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I
It's a little
imagine
bit
the
stuck.
nets go over. Ares and Corey like look at each other, look back. Really?
So yours almost knocked you out, homie.
All right.
No, the droidica almost knocked me out. The net annoyed me
I like to.
from my already near half-conscious state.
I am going to be ignoring them and shooting the droidica next turn, which is going to be insulting to them.
Uh-huh. I believe that makes it my turn now.
Yeah, that should make it your turn.
Cool. I'm going to try and heal Corey
Thank you.
through the net.
Actually, that NPC's dead. So.
Using med pack to get my boost die to difficulty because of that. Bada boom! That is 3 successes and 3 advantages, and again 3 extra wounds healed because of my surgeon
So
ranks.
you heal 6 wounds,
Good.
and also can you spend those advantages to heal strain?
I am not sure. Hold please.
I would think so, because that's
I
a pretty
think
standard
so.
advantage thing. in
That's
combat.
that is a fairly standard advantage thing. I'm just not certain if there's a restriction on healing.
Kat, as a reminder, I believe at some point you got a note document to keep all of this in.
Yeah, I have all of the stuff from my
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay.
from like my
Yes, you can
talents
heal,
and stuff, but
You heal an amount of strain equal to the number of advantages generated. So that's
yes.
3 strain as well.
Beautiful.
Excellent.
Nice.
Because I was kind of hurt there, too.
There you go.
It's been a rough day.
So I heal a lot. There you go. And then can I get the net off of Corey, or would that not?
That would probably be an action.
That would be
Okay.
an action. That's
Okay.
not going to be a maneuver.
Okay, then my turn is done.
Back at the
All
top.
right.
All
But
right.
that done healed, yeah.
That would make it back to top of the round. Who wants to go first?
So ensnare lasts for a number of rounds equal to its rating. In this case, 3 rounds.
Okay.
If anyone wants to remove a net from someone that is ensnared, it is a hard athletics check.
Yeah.
At least for the person in the net. I don't know if that gets reduced for somebody outside the net or not.
I would consider that to be the same for someone outside the
Okay.
net unless you're using something
Guy's
specific.
not getting y'all out of the nets. That's for
So
sure.
so yeah. So the question is,
Okay, I got it.
is anybody other than me confident in their ability to remove a net with an athletics check?
No.
No, I will be removing my net when it comes to my turn.
Not with my athletics of 1 grade.
Okay. So in that case, I'm just, if you guys don't mind me taking it, I'm just going to shoot the droidica.
Yeah, shoot the droidica.
Okay.
I made it easy for you, Ares. Take it out.
It says,
Don't
as I'm
miss.
stuck in a net. So I can't use any maneuvers, which means I can't use my true aim, and I can't use a normal aim.
Right.
Yeah.
So all I've got is it is currently in medium range, which is 1 difficulty for me.
Or 1, yeah.
I'm going to voluntarily upgrade that difficulty to activate my auto fire feature.
Okay.
And I will attempt to hit it. Do I get an upgrade for it, even though without the shield, or?
No,
Okay.
no. Its armor is
Okay.
droidicas are puzzle enemies.
Gotcha. All right. And fire. It takes. Ooh, I can activate it a second time. Okay. It takes. I'm going to.
31.
Well, here's the thing. I can
Has-
spread the love around. I can either guarantee it dies with 31 points of damage, or I can spread the love around and see if it's going to, and see if I can kill a slave or two. What do you guys think?
Spread it around because if not, I can take the second
Okay.
shot and probably kill it.
So 21 damage to the droidica and 10 damage to a slaver.
Okay. Give me a second.
Let's see if that kills the droidica.
It does not kill the droidica, and 18 to the slaver, you said?
10.
10 to the slaver.
The slaver is also hurt, but not dead.
Yeah, so damage the droidica, didn't kill it.
Droidica at this point has taken.
Well, if it
That's it.
has
That's
particularly high armor, then it might not have taken any damage prior to that.
Yep. It has taken
Yeah.
13 damage.
I probably should have
it
focused
has
down, but
8
that's
armor.
whatever.
Okay.
They're rough enemies.
Yep.
Second player.
I can try to take it down with my gunshot.
I support this idea.
Yeah, let's try to
Go
kill
for
the droidica before it goes, please.
Okay, I'll take another strain to double aim since I'm not in the net. I'm gonna move up to short range to it, so it's just 1 die instead of 2. Since I was already at medium, right? I can move up another band,
Yeah, with your
Yeah.
movement, you can move 1.
and then we roll.
And
to-
I really hope you kill it, otherwise you just walk directly in front of a
Yeah.
droidica's guns.
We're gonna do it here. We go. So I do. That's a shit roll, but
8 damage.
8 damage, which is its armor.
Yep.
Ping!
Yeah, and it's I don't have anything to set off with
Nope.
advantages. That's fine. I will voluntarily. I also kind of been doing it in a way to just get in front of it as a main target because I have not taken any damage yet this game.
All right.
He was a brave Twi'lek.
Okay, so yeah, that 9
So-
damage. Dink. You get through the armor a bit, and there's no shield right now.
That's such a shit roll.
We've determined.
Oh,
Nothing to re-roll it.
I did have. Yeah, I had that purple. I didn't have the defenses right. I had it upgraded instead of 2.
I
purple.
thought you upgraded it to get an aim thing.
No,
no, strain.
took a strain to take it.
Okay,
So
yeah,
that's,
if you misrolled, roll again.
I forgot I had that upgrade left over from when it had its shield up. Okay, so 1 purple, 2 blue, and then just a normal roll.
Okay, yeah.
That's
10,
better.
10 damage.
Your critical is 3, so you could activate your critical, or you could spend those in advance.
No, but we're gonna crit the thing.
Okay. We're
Crit it.
gonna roll that.
Please have the death crit.
I want like one of the crits where it's like you malfunction its robotic brain and it becomes your best friend.
You hit it so hard you break its IFF.
Until okay,
Um,
so it's
Nope. That doesn't exist. But yeah,
Well, it has a upgraded. It has an additional difficulty to shoot people now, so that's nice.
yep.
yes, yeah. So all of its gunshots, if it even has to make a roll on its
That's good.
gunshots, are
It has to make a roll.
That's good.
It's just it has an ability that's not shooting you guys, it's shooting everything.
okay. Cool. Worth.
But yeah. All right. Ow. It
For a second there, I read that different. I was like, oh no, it won't be able to beat us to death with its guns. So it will just have to go to the garden variety, shoot
Shooting
holes in
guns.
it.
Yeah. No, the agility. Yeah, we get the agility.
Brawn and
Alright.
agility.
so the
Yeah.
Droidica is gonna make a roll, make an attack.
I like the idea though, the Droidica like, damn, won't work.
I just like the image of a droidica trying to beat somebody with its guns.
Die.
Pink.
Die.
And I'm gonna upgrade this because I really want to win.
If it's
I'm
shooting me, it's got 2 setbacks.
I think it's doing its shooting
Not
general area
shooting
ability.
you again.
Yeah.
It's fine. I know this is a game where that stuff is important, but it has a monster ability.
It has suppressive fire.
Essentially, yes, it has a specific variant of suppressive fire for being a droidica. But it failed. Fucking hell.
Victory is ours.
Woohoo!
I
Sigh.
mean, yeah.
Sai just had the full Pulp Fiction Marvin moment.
There are a lot of gunshots, but fortunately, given that this is just like shooting randomly and not actually just training the guns on Sai and blowing him to smithereens,
It actually reflects off the shield.
you're all fine. Yeah, some of them reflect off the shield. Why not?
Not Marvin.
This is a player character slot. Keep in mind, there's also an army.
Um,
Go ahead.
I am going to use this to pull my vibro knife, and I will extricate myself from the net by cutting the net.
Okay, that's gonna be your action for this round.
That's fine.
all right. You're extricated. Do you want to make a maneuver?
Yeah, I will. Just because those slivers, I am going to do sidestep again. So I take a strain, and any difficulties on attacks for me are upgraded by 1.
All right. Okay. All right. So, Aries, you've got 2. I think everyone's just got. You know what? Sai's closest. Sai's got 2 attacks coming at him. Everyone else has 1.
Mine has 3 setbacks.
Yep. Okay. We're gonna go around the table. Powder, what are the things that change the difficulty of the roll on you?
As far as I'm aware, I don't have any.
Cool.
Makes sense.
I am not a combat droid.
It misses anyways. Great.
Torturous stun blaster misses.
It's a specific weapon these guys have
So
because I made
spooky.
it up. Corey, I believe 1 setback.
Upgrade 1 difficulty.
Oh. Sorry.
Ow!
Yeah. 3
How much did
successes.
that
I
do?
already, yeah. So 7 damage. It is not engaged range. That's just me making mistakes. Yeah.
So
3 successes, so you take 9 damage reduced by 9 stun damage reduced by whatever.
My soak is.
Yeah.
So I currently have 7 strain. I now have 0 strain.
You're at the limit.
So
your
Corey
limit
goes
is 7?
No, you're
Corey just went unconscious.
still.
Yep.
I have been progressively fucked up a little here and there
Oh, that's
throughout
right.
this encounter.
I believe you're still conscious if you hit the threshold. It's when you exceed the threshold that you pass out.
Okay.
Okay.
Corey is at strain threshold. We will check what that means, but we're gonna.
Yeah.
Sai, it's 2 setbacks.
2 setback, no upgrade.
All right. That fails. Aries, it's
3
3
setbacks.
setbacks. Okay. And that fails. Why is that rolling with 3 difficulty?
Because you had 3 difficulty against.
You know what? I'm gonna need to re-roll everyone but Corey's because I was making it with the wrong. I was making the attacks wrong. Oops. Sorry.
All right.
These character sheets are slightly long.
No worries.
Yeah, we're just gonna roll it as ranged light. Ares misses.
And misses.
Oh, well, that hit Sai. Ow.
That hurts.
I have a fuck ton of strain, so it's okay.
Plus 2 triumphs. Triumph can be used in. Oh wait, no, that's an effect that takes place if the weapon crits, not just.
But you can use triumphs to trigger crits.
That's true. So Sai, roll a crit.
He was a Brit.
At a 1-to-1 ratio, so that can be 2 crits.
Sai, roll 2 crits.
He was a brave Twi'lek.
So this is the first time I'm doing
Smartest of
this.
Twi'lek.
Critical.
So there's a critical injuries tab.
Okay, and then just hit roll critical.
Yeah, hit the big roll critical button.
Okay.
Flip one light side to dark. I believe there aren't any to do that with, but do it if it needs to be done.
No, there's one.
Oh, no, there's one now, yeah.
There is one.
Okay. And
All
then
right.
you said roll 2 of them?
Yeah.
And now roll again. There should be a modifier that will sort of count up, essentially.
Okay.
It's easier to die if you've already been crit.
So I cannot perform a free maneuver on my next turn.
Okay. So keep in mind those crits still exist, even if they have one-time effects, and don't just heal them off the bat because they will stack with other crits and make it harder for you to be healed.
Oh yeah, by the way, Kat,
Yes.
forgot to mention this earlier. I have 2 critical injuries
Oh.
in addition to the wounds that I had.
And then what damage do I take from the shot?
Well.
So you take 9 damage.
But it's strain, correct?
9 strain damage. In addition, and it really fucking hurts. Whatever these guns are, they hurt. You're not sure what else happened other than you feel winded and like you have lost the light side of the force. But something else went on that vibrated your bones when you were hit with that shot.
Okay. And then
And now it's time to try for powder.
Yay.
I'm at 10 of 16 for strain.
Yes, you are. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to.
You're being shot at,
No,
Powder.
now it's time to try and hit powder, which I do. So you take 9 strain.
9 strain. Okay.
Yep. All right. It is a player character slot. I believe Powder and Sire who's left.
Yep.
Just
Powder.
Just powder.
Just powder.
Yeah, I think because we're in the last slot, right? So that'd be mine.
Yeah.
Oh wait, my soak takes 1 of the strain, right? Or is that
Your
just
soak would take 1 of
Yeah,
it.
because if it's from a weapon with the stun quality, that's one of those rare situations where soak actually applies to strain damage.
Okay, cool.
When you're being shot with a stun weapon, yes. When you're emotionally traumatized, no.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'd be unconscious.
He's true. He's very true. Okay. So then, if I, who's the most hurt now? It's
either Ares or Corey. Ares for wounds,
Ares with
Corey
the
for
critical,
strain.
right?
I have 6 wounds still.
Okay, then
Yeah.
I will try to heal you.
I only have 5.
And I can try to get rid of a lot of strain on my turn.
Okay, cool. So that
That's
would make
my
it
class
average.
ability.
No, mine's an easy one.
Here's an easy.
Yeah, I'm at 6 of 16, so.
Oh, okay, cool.
One.
So that's one purple, one boost die because using the med pack. Bada boom. No, wow. All right, that would be a failure for advantage and a triumph.
Cover 4 strain.
I don't know if that's up to the GM. I don't know if I can recover a strain on a failure.
No, but powder can.
Yeah, powder can recover strain with those advantages. The medicing did not succeed, so you can't give those to Ares with.
Right. Yeah. So I can use the medic. I tried to help you, and I helped myself.
You made yourself feel better by trying to help me.
So yeah, you start healing Ares, and you realize this is really the time for some self-care, and you recenter yourself, and you recalibrate a few internal things. And you're not actually helping Ares all that much. Oops.
Can she use the triumph still for like giving upgrades to things and things like that?
Triumphs are still activatable, though only for certain things.
Yeah.
It's still a triumph. It's just a triumph in which you didn't succeed. So you can't succeed better with the triumph.
Yeah.
I have an idea for the triumph. Unless Potter has something Potter obviously wants to do.
No.
Force
what
the
is your
droideka to
idea?
drop the weapon it's wielding.
No, you could do the thing that I did and have something awesome happen, and you also remove Ares' net.
Like you're trying to heal me, but you just cut the net
Can
away.
I just remove the net?
I mean, that's one of the things for triumphs is something astounding happens.
I mean, honestly, at this point, the net's not doing much anyways, other than annoying us.
Okay, yeah. Ares, your net falls away.
Cat
He's
like
doing a
pulls
lot.
up.
Ares can't aim. It's quite a powerful nerf.
Yeah, no, it's keeping me from.
That
not
is
aiming.
true. That is very true.
So Cat like Powder comes up with scalpel, getting ready to do things, and just cuts the net off.
Actually, Ares, it's a little disturbing because Powder's clearly like making the motions as though they are applying a med pack and healing you. But like the knife is just swiping around kind of lazily, like, oh, this is routine. And it's cutting the net, but it's right next to you.
It's just
because it doesn't have like a bubble around
It's
you.
just
It's
scraping my armor. Just to...
Yeah.
I love it.
Your armor's fine. It's high quality, but all right.
Cool.
That's gonna make it top
I
of the
helped a little.
I would like to make the Droideka no longer exist.
Okay.
Yes, please.
All right, I am going to activate my auto fire ability, making my difficulty 2. I'm going to true aim and take a strain to regular. No, I don't have to strain because I don't have to move. I'm going to use my 2 maneuvers to, or no, you 1 free maneuver and then you strain for a second.
One
That's
maneuver,
right, that's right.
second one requires.
So yeah, I'm going to true aim and take a strain to aim. So I get
All the things.
all I get. Bring up my character sheet, please, not the other thing. There you go. So I get an aim. I get a boost and an upgrade. I get a second boost. So 2 boost, 2 boost, 1 upgrade, 2 difficulty. Fire gun.
Come on, you can do it.
I believe. Yeah.
Wow, can you do it?
All right. I'm going to activate. I'm going to use the Triumph to activate my auto fire again. So I'm going to do 24 points of damage to the Droideka and 10 damage to the slaver that I pinged previously.
All right, both of them are dead.
Excellent.
And
There's
then
4 slavers left.
and then I just turn to square with the slavers.
Okay, who wants to go next?
I want to hit someone with my electro whip.
Okay.
Yes.
This is gonna go really bad. I'm gonna hit Ares and kill him.
You'll have to move up to engage range.
That's fine. I run up because I am dumb. And yeah, melee diff 2, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Two successes and 2 threats.
All right, it does 7 strain damage. This guy was previously uninjured, so he's still alive.
Okay. Is it wrapped around him now?
Sure.
I don't know. I don't know if it has the ensnare quality. So
It does not have the ensnare quality, but it can be cosmetically wrapped around him if you so choose.
that works. I am okay with this.
Okay. It's the slaver's turn.
Do all attacks at Corey.
Jeremy, roll me a d20.
Why would you have me roll a d20?
Because I know you.
You know that's my worst roll. Hey, look, an 8.
All right.
That's actually pretty good for me.
Yeah, Corey made a big target of herself, and they're not exactly bright, so half of the shots are at Corey and half of them are at Ares.
Okay.
Um,
Did gonna hurt.
well, one of them's in engaged range, which
It's all,
means
it's all stunned and you're at
Because
max
he's wearing a
capacity.
whip as a necklace.
I believe he has a truncheon. Yes, he does. Oh, critical 5. That's a hard critical to hit. Oh, they're currently you and Corey.
Ah, yay. I like getting shot. It's fun.
Engaged and engaged is 2, correct?
Yes, for range. Yeah, for unless you have the thing that I've got.
For a
on my
melee
gun.
weapon.
For a
Yeah.
melee weapon, it's 2. Yep.
Yay!
Second one also misses.
Yay!
Corey, 2 people come at you with batons, but miss. Ares, 2 of them are gonna try and shoot you.
3 setback dice.
Yeah. But they're just hoping to go out with a little bit of a bang. See if they can hit with their torturous guns. Nope. Yes. Okay. So that would be 7, and he falls on his ass.
All right. So I take 1 point of strain.
Wait. 7. Oh, it's 9. Sorry, because there were 2 extra successes.
Yep.
So 3
I
strain.
take 3 strain.
All right. That would make it a player's turn. Who wants to go?
So it's either Psy or Powder.
Yep.
I could. Are we wanting to kill these guys, or are we wanting me to try to lower everyone's strain?
I will do a lot of damage in a moment, so if you want to focus on strain, that'd be great.
Okay, I will do that. So I will use my inspiring rhetoric, which is an average leadership check. So, boop. Up. Sweet.
That'll
Okay.
Nice.
So
Sai busts out the pom pom.
it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me make sure that's correct.
Oh my god, my next bard has to be a cheerleader.
Yes.
Why do you think I'm playing the changeling I am?
Oh my god.
Okay, so there are 6 advantages. So
Successes.
or successes.
Does it require advantages?
No, advantages just allow me to do more things with it. The successes is how many people it affects. So all of us.
Everyone you want it to.
Yeah, everyone reduces 2 strength.
Oh, good. I have 2 strength. And yes, it is. I looked it up, by the way. It is once it exceeds your threshold.
Yeah. I did too. I was just going to share the page later. Page 215 if anyone cares.
Cool. And then I will use my movement to get back to medium range away from the guys. And that was my action, so that's my turn.
All right.
Cool.
That would make Powder's turn. What are you doing?
Indeed, I am gonna try to heal Ares again.
Okay.
Hello.
Let's try that again. Baloosh. There we go. Much, much better. 3 successes and an advantage. So you get your 6 wounds
Yep.
up. And
That's 6 wounds and 1 strain.
You
I'm
just
down.
had to get rid of that net first.
Yeah,
It was in the way.
obviously.
Yeah.
exactly
Highly
what
intentional.
it is exactly what had to have happened.
All right.
Cool.
I think that's back to us, right?
Kill them.
All right, Ares, kill everybody.
All right. So
Don't ruin my whip. It's
I'm in-
wrapped around one of their necks.
I'm in short range to the slavers, correct?
You're firing into engaged with an ally, and engaged with them now.
Okay. What does that do mechanically? Let me see.
Probably
It
upgrades
is-
difficulty or something.
Additional
I believe
combat
it's a setback die,
modifiers.
but I will.
It just makes you feel a little bad.
If two characters are both enemies, it doesn't matter. When attacking a target engaged with an ally, the attacker upgrades the difficulty of the check by 1. Okay,
correct.
so the difficulty
something.
gets upgraded by 1.
Yeah.
That's fine. I don't mind.
I'm gonna flip dark side point because this fight is almost
If you
over.
shoot and kill me.
Sweet. You'll only take like 37 damage. It's fine.
That
kinda feel
so it would require a despair for you to be the one hit exclusively. Auto fire aim hitting you instead of an enemy, that might happen.
I am going to true aim and aim again, and I've got 2 upgrades in the difficulty. I'm gonna throw that light side right back and get an upgrade on the attack as well. So we've got 2 upgrades on both sides.
So
just
this is
just
the
to
game
make
of
it
how many
exciting.
dice can Ares roll.
Just to make it exciting.
A little bit.
I'm going to activate my auto fire feature, which takes me from 1 to 2. Also, because they're in short range from me, I get additional damage because of my point blank shot. Take
You
one
mean
straight.
Corey gets additional
Just to check,
damage?
I assume this isn't a gunnery weapon.
No, this is not a gunnery weapon. This is a heavy weapon.
Great.
Which would normally be 2 at short range, but because I've got a forward thing.
Got it.
Yeah.
You also recently got a bowcaster. I was just checking.
Yeah, no, I'm not using the bowcaster.
Please do not kill me with a bowcaster.
So 2, 2, 2, 2. 2's all around. All right. Firing. You may fire when ready. 1 success is all I needed, and fuck, that's a ton of activations of auto fire.
Wow.
So let's see.
7 advantage?
2. So 1, 2, 3. So I can activate auto fire 3 more times. I'm going to hit. So I'm going to hit the guy that Corey has hit already for 10 damage. Then I'm going to hit another person for 20 damage. And then I'm going to hit a third person for 10 damage.
All right. I assume their soaks all apply to that.
Yeah, their soaks apply to the individual bursts.
Corey, there's a neck in your whip.
I was gonna say, all of a sudden,
Flag.
I just am like from here to here in slaver blood.
Yeah, a little bit. The one that Corey already hit was the one you were attacking.
Yeah, that's the one that took 10 damage. Yeah. Then the one next to him took 20 damage.
Right.
Then the one one more away took 10 damage.
All right.
I feel like you just step this way so their heads were all
there's
in a
1.5
line.
slavers left. Who wants to go next?
2 more deaths.
Corey, you're right there.
Yeah, either Corey or I can shoot him, or Corey can whip him.
Yeah. Corey's like, yeah, I'll go. Corey's like, and then proceeds to throw Ares a dirty look. All that was my maneuver.
Not my
Yeah.
fault. Not my fault. You're in the firing range.
And then I will roll a melee roll. That's a hit.
Yep,
I think that's the same thing I rolled last time, actually.
Yeah, so 7.
that's a hit. So that
7
does-
strain.
Mhm. Yeah.
Whack! Bad slaver. How does it feel?
I mean, that does make it their turn, so he's gonna shout back.
Does this seem oddly ironic to you?
Is that the one that I hit?
I have a beat stick, and hits you over the head with it.
Was that the one that I had damaged with the third part, or was it a fresh one?
It's the 4th one. Yeah, the 4th one.
Yeah.
I gather it's the fresh one, but
Yes.
okay. Yeah, there's 2 slightly injured people, neither of whom are dead yet.
Right.
Wait, that's rolling against Ares. Sorry.
I was gonna say, 3 setback die? Thank you, but why?
I'm very intimidating.
Advantage misses. The other guy is gonna take a shot. He's actually gonna try and shoot Corey, see if that helps.
Okay.
This doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Change target.
I mean, he is also, to be fair, he is also shooting someone who is engaged with an ally, so.
Upgrades.
He is. So that does upgrade his roll once. But I'm gonna spend a dark side point because I have all of them.
Fair.
To upgrade his roll again. He's gonna Shunbuster Corey. Yes! Corey rolled 2 criticals.
Oh no.
Sorry.
7 stun.
Sorry, I shouldn't celebrate.
7 stun knocks me unconscious.
Coincidentally,
First
any
off.
stun that overflows turns into wounds.
Yep. So let's see. 7 is will actually be 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 4 wounds left.
Which actually triggers a second, another critical.
Yeah, 'cause
Really?
you're knocked
Because
unconscious.
you take if you overflow into wounds, I believe, yeah. Once you go beyond your threshold, you get a critical.
Can you show me where that is in the rule book? Because I'm not seeing it.
215.
In Edge of the Empire.
Hang on, not 215. It's it's 215. Yeah. So when a PC suffers wounds greater than his wound threshold, and this translates to, and as far as I'm aware, this translates to strain threshold is actually here it is, strain threshold. When a character has suffered strain greater than his strain threshold, becomes incapacitated until his strain is reduced so that it no longer exceeds the strain threshold. He's likely unconscious, or may just be so dazed and staggered that he. Oh, okay, no, never mind. That only applies when you hit wound threshold. Never mind.
Yeah,
Scratch
wound
that part.
threshold does also go to strain and would trigger a critical.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out where the counter statement was.
It doesn't flow backwards. It only flows one way.
Right.
That's
So
good.
yeah, it's just 2.
Okay.
Yeah. So Corey's unconscious and not doing great. But
Well-
hey, an 80 isn't dead.
No, that could have been much, 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 much worse.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Dead is 150. It's hard to hit dead on a critical.
No, I'm aware, but it still could have been much, much, much. I wasn't that far off from, oh, look, you don't have an arm.
That's true.
I mean,
That
that's
is
not that
also-
big of a deal.
Shut up.
The Aries in your haze brain insists that looks like an arm wouldn't be that bad, as this gunshot just knocks you over.
Which
I'm
is great
gonna
because
say,
this is how
because we're at the end of the fight with the threat he rolled, dragging his ally by the neck with you because you did whip his ally.
I was gonna say this is how that goes. I can't remember what I said to the guy. Then he comes back. I have a beat stick, which
Does
he
it seem
swings,
ironic to
I'm
you
like,
as you whipped him?
yeah, and I'm like, yeah, and you missed with
Yeah.
and then I fly forward, smack heads with him, which is where my other critical comes from, and we both fall unconscious on the ground.
Sure. It's not like these guys were surviving this fight anyways.
Yeah.
Right. Who wants to go next?
I think I should try and heal Corey next.
Sure.
Done, you okay?
Just dying. Ignore me.
All right.
No dying.
So you were still at long range, right? Or no? Did you move it? No, you moved into heal Aries. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If you're gonna die, at least announce it so we can get the viewer increase. Share it on Twitter.
Tonight on Sci Fridays, John dies.
No dying. No dying. Okay. So your wounds are
My wounds are bad.
they're not exceeding your wound threshold though. They're more than half, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So 2 purple and a boost.
I'm gonna flip back side point.
Of course you are. And I
have
will.
them.
That's fine. You flip it.
Look.
I'll flip it.
If somebody's gonna die in one of Aaron's games,
It's
statistically,
gonna be you.
it's gonna
Jared.
be me.
It's gonna
In
be you.
fairness, you and Kat are the only one in both of my games.
Is true.
So you have a better odds.
Is true. All right. All right. So upgrade on both sides because
Come on, get a despair. Let's see how this
No.
goes.
No, I think you're good. That's one,
Yeah,
2, 3,
that's
4,
not
6
good.
successes, a threat, and a triumph.
What's funny is though it heals no strain, so Corey's still unconscious, right?
The triumph can be spent to heal one strain.
Yeah.
Because you use for an advantage.
Perfect.
Yes, I will use the triumph to heal.
Corey is barely conscious,
Oh!
aching, and has a fair amount of damage removed.
Also, Jeremy, you missed the correct way to make the announcement of if someone's going to die in one of Aaron's games. It's gotta be May. You have to say it that way.
No.
Please do.
Absolutely
Please.
not.
Please.
Moving on very quickly.
Anyway,
That would make it Sai's turn.
yes.
I'm going to, as an incidental, use second wind to regain 1 strain.
Okay.
I am then going to burn the last light side point to use intense presence, which allows me to regain 5 strain.
Fair enough.
And all of that is just free shit I can do, and then I'm going to take a point of strain to double aim and shoot some people.
Can I ask, with 9 wounds, are you much better now? 9 wounds healed, Jeremy?
Wait, was it 9 wounds?
Because I got 6 successes and you get an additional 3 wounds.
Oh yeah, no, I am uninjured at this point then.
Uninjured. Just
Actually,
lots of shit.
That way, I only had 8 damage.
Sweet. You
So
are
does
now-
that extra carry over in
Nah.
anything?
No, unfortunately not.
Though, yeah, you get the 1 from it being
Yeah.
a triumph. All right.
I do 10 points of damage.
To the one Corey hit
9.
or the one Aries hit?
Oh yeah, sorry, 9. The one, whoever shot Corey.
Okay, the one Aries hit.
Yeah.
That one's dead.
Okay.
Yeah, the other one's unconscious currently.
Is, yes. That's why I was trying to clarify, because
Gotcha. Okay.
he's on the floor on top of Corey a little bit because no, under Corey because
Yes,
she fell.
underneath. I just sort of pushed myself up, so I'm just looking at his face like, how'd that turn out for you, asshole? Oh,
All right.
So are we out of initiative now?
I'm gonna say we're out of initiative. Yeah, that's where we're gonna end for the night, folks. Thanks
All right.
for coming.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
uh,
Goodbye.